See real quick. I'm trying to catch it on my screen too. Yep, we're live.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, there we go.
Hopefully, do y'all hear my audio on the YouTube feed?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got some people in here.
All right.
Yeah, we got 6 so far until YouTube decides to notify everybody.
Got Mike Hodge and Dewey Did It and Horses Shop.
All right, there we go. Try to get that pop out chat.
I miss Google Hangouts.
Yeah, I do too a little bit.
Like, this isn't bad, but that was a lot better.
There we go.
I mean, I still don't do 20 hours a month in live stream, so I'm not paying their $25 a month to get the unlimited. That's crazy.
Is that on StreamYard?
Yeah. I don't make YouTube money. I don't make no money off of YouTube to pay for that, so why would I do that? If it was covering myself.
You know what? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I didn't know that StreamYard charged. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for unlimited.
I know the ones that Justin and I did on I think I did on my channel, did it on Justin's channel. If you just want to have one other person, you can do it for free with if you download OBS Studio. Then
yeah,
like I have 2 monitors on my computer, so it's a little easier for me to do it. I have Google Hangouts over here with Justin, and then my other monitor, and then you can kind of port it to it and not have to pay crap for anything. I hate subscription services like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single freaking month, you know, it's always like, well, it's just $12 and it's another. Everything has it now. Everything's got a subscription service.
They know that they have something you want also, so.
Yeah.
I'm amazed they don't make it.
Go ahead, Brandon.
I'm amazed they don't make us pay for YouTube yet.
They do. That's what that whole premium stuff is about. YouTube Premium. Do y'all have that?
No, I just watch the ads.
Yeah. That's the way to make you pay for it. But
yeah,
I'm just hoping that there's no kind of like service that comes up with a subscription based where they'll just send you like 5 or 10 millimeter sockets every single month. You know, a 1/2 inch and like a little 1/2 inch socket, 1/4 inch drive. Just those.
Yeah.
Because I would sign up for that stuff in a heartbeat.
Well, YouTube has YouTube TV now, right?
Yeah. It's like $50 a month or something like that. We have it. We went from the only kind of live TV that we actually watch is my wife watches like Fox News and or other kinds of news and sports games, you know, UFC, things like that. But it was too expensive, so we went over to YouTube TV, and she can get all that service and legitimately pay for it, and it's like $50.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, we don't have live TV here at all.
Yeah. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have it. I just stream everything or download it on Pirate Bay or something. What's up, Craig?
If I watch local news, there'd just be a whole lot of people getting shot in Killeen. That's been the thing here lately. There's been so many robberies, and homeowners has been shooting them. That's been the big thing. There's just one happened yesterday up the road here on Clear Creek. So,
man, did y'all hear about that church shooting up in Fort Worth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the. So I grew up in the same city that guy was from. I think I met that guy before, the shooter, years ago. I remember, if it's the same guy, I remember like he wasn't doing any better back then. He was a little rough around the edges back then too. But yeah, I know exactly where that church is at, man. That's like in my neighborhood.
One thing you gotta like about Texas is 2 people died, but there's people that had guns there that killed that shooter. Like
Yeah,
that.
y'all see that picture where somebody highlighted how many people had their guns pulled and like drawn?
No.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's real or not. It might be photoshopped. Probably is. But there's like 6 people that all have their guns pointed that direction. And I'm like, man, I go to church every Sunday, and the other churches that I've been to, when I got to know the congregation, like there's a lot of people sitting in the pews packing.
That's good
It's
to
not
know,
gonna-
you know?
Man, I feel bad for the preacher because think
Yeah.
about where he's standing, and the whole audience is gonna be firing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Holy preacher, literally.
We got the 2 Craigs. We got Craig Durbin and Craig Camp.
Going on, Craig Durbin and Tools and Trash.
You most likely, Stephen, met Craig Camp at Bar Z Summer Bash.
I probably did, man, but I can't remember crap. I don't want to use the excuse like since I'm getting older, I'm like my memory's fading. But I think as I get older, I just have different priorities, and I just met so many people that I know
Yeah.
that like, I'm probably not going to meet them again. So I shouldn't spend a lot of time trying to. I feel really bad about that, but that's
Yeah.
probably what happened. So it has to be like kind of repetitive before I'm like, oh yeah, and I'm sure other people are the same way.
Yeah, I mean, like, if I meet someone for the first time, I don't take a lot of time to, but then like the 4th or 5th time, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll be seeing this person around more.
Yeah.
So, Brandon,
Yep.
how many
What do you want?
videos do you do a day?
Not as many as you would think. I do probably 2 or 3 a week.
Well, today, like, I don't know. I saw you, like, Mixed Mowers. I'll
Oh.
catch his live stream during the day, and there
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah, I was hopping live streams today.
That's awesome.
That's how you
man.
get people to your stream.
That is true.
Craig, no, I haven't sold that 7.3 yet. I was actually just driving it a while ago. Flushing out the coolant system. It runs and drives. It needs some, a bunch more stuff to it. But I was driving around the property, and then, and I know I don't know if you watch my Instagram or not, Craig, but I did a donut out there in the pasture in that truck, and I know I'm going to get some flack from people from doing that in that truck. Like, oh my gosh, you're going to do that and then sell it. The truck has 400,000 miles on it. And before I sell it to anybody, if it can't survive doing a couple of donuts in a hayfield, then I don't need to be selling it to anybody. So it runs and drives pretty well, enough to do donuts. Transmission strong, engine strong, and everything. But I got to flush the coolant system. Needs another few odds and ends. But if you want to talk to me about it, you can email me. I'll put my email in the comment.
Hey, the good thing about fixing it this time of year is you're getting close to tax season, so everybody's gonna have that little bit of extra cash to
I know.
spend up.
There you go, Craig. I don't know why it highlighted my name, but that's all one word. Stephen Cox 09 at gmail.com. I kind of don't want to sell that truck, man. Honestly, I can't make up
I
my
don't
mind.
blame you.
I can't make up my mind if I want to save that. Yeah,
7.
I want to swap it in my service truck, but then I want to keep
the
that
first
V10.
diesel I got to work on. Yeah.
I think that's the first diesel everybody got to work on.
Yeah, and it's the most simplest to work on. Well, at least the ones I've worked on.
How's the forge going, Brandon?
Pretty good. I'm still not as good as Roy over here in the chat, but I'm getting better every day, I guess.
How long you been working at that?
Let's see. I bought it right after the tractor show, after playing around with Justin's. I guess, what, 2-3 months now? Yeah.
I'm sorry. Were you I was trying to get caught up on the comment.
I was thinking to myself, I think it's 2-3.
2-3 months since what? Since the festival? Or helping Justin?
No, since the tractor show. I think it's been about 3 months now.
Yeah. Oh. I have to apologize. It's Adam, right?
Neil.
Oh, shit. I really messed that one up.
Oh, good, man.
Neil, what do you do for a living?
I work apartment maintenance.
I did that when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah. Sure did.
I think it's a pretty decent trade to get into.
I did a paint and make readies, and then they stuck me on paint.
It's a pain in the ass.
Until I learned how to paint an apartment. Like when I went in to first start, I had worked with my dad. My dad was a carpenter and painter and had done like new home make readies. So in that case, everything has to be perfect. You know, like the trim has to be painted perfect. Windows have to be cut in perfectly. And I went out there, and the very first apartment I did, it took me like 12 hours to do, but it was perfect.
Right.
And I was like, oh, no, you need to get this done in an hour. I was like, what? What? No, just come in and just spray everything. Don't tape off anything. It's like,
Probably like there's 12 more to do, so.
yeah. And so I just couldn't ever do it. I was like, I just cannot paint next to a window without taping it off. You know, I was trying to figure out ways to do it faster. And
Yeah, I'm still slowly learning how to, like, I can cut in pretty decent, but I'm still not as quick as a guy that paints every day, obviously.
Yeah,
But,
I'm no painter.
Yeah, but you know, we do like I think we did 50 turnovers in 3 days this year. So
dang.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. How long you been doing that gig?
This will be my 5th year in it.
Okay.
So
I apologize, but I didn't have a chance to look up your channel. Or are you on YouTube?
Yes, I am.
What's your channel about? What do you do?
I do like tool reviews and some DIY stuff, and I try to record at the apartments when I can, like certain jobs, but if people are home, I don't record.
It's hard.
Yeah, like
with myself.
I just want to get the job done, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to figure out how to set up the camera and, you know, all that crap, but it is good informational stuff when I do get a chance to record that.
What kind of tools? Is all like cordless or just anything you can get your hands on?
Pretty much anything I use. I like reviewing cordless tools, but I do a lot of hand tools and stuff also. Towel saws, stuff like that.
The whole issue I've always had with doing like restorations like that is I go down rabbit holes on that stuff and try to like. Do you ever try to get perfection when you pull that stuff apart? And
I mean, well, it's pretty like high-end apartments. So like we're doing a remodel right now that we have to turn this apartment over in 2 weeks. It's a 900 square foot, 2-bedroom. So we got to do the bathroom, kitchen, you know, change out all the electrical, lay all new flooring, paint, all that crap.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Damn.
Sure do, Roy. I have made my own benders and everything else. Actually, I got videos on it.
Roy! How'd you fare on that trip home, man? That was like 1,100 and 1,200 mile trip home from the festival, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's way up in there in Michigan.
I'm going to grab a beer real quick.
Oh, that's what I forgot. Got Got me one too, Neil. Be real funny if my wife heard and she just kind of sticks her arm in here with the beer.
You gotta get a mini fridge in there.
Man, I had a company send me one. I got to stick it in a video, like the next couple of videos.
Yeah.
That's stainless steel, upright, outdoor fridge. I mean, you get offered some crazy stuff on YouTube. It's like, yeah, sure, I'll make the video.
Well, I won these in a giveaway.
Where at?
Brad's Workbench sent a whole
okay.
medium flat rate box of these. So I
Huh.
redid my whole toolbox today.
It's awesome,
It
man.
was a whole lot nicer.
I'm so much happier about my service truck since I organized and cleaned everything.
Yep.
Gosh, it makes working out of it a dream. But then the issue I have now is I have all my tools in my service truck, or all my sockets and wrenches and everything that I use normally. So to use those in the shop, I can't pull the service truck all the way in the shop because the drawers are those pull out really long drawers. And so I have to leave the service truck outside. So I walk outside, grab a couple of sockets, walk back inside, use them. And instead of putting them right back, I just set them on a workbench. And so now I'm like, man, now I need like a roll cart just for my shop with organizer and start tooling the roll cart out so I don't have to keep working out of both because, man, it's a freaking hassle. I don't have enough shop like counter space in there to hold all my parts for projects.
So Craig Camp, I have used some of their tools. I have their 1/4-inch set. It's been pretty good. I think I heard Steven said one time that he didn't care much for the wrenches.
What are
one
they?
of his live streams? Tecton.
The Tecton gear, like the box end ratchet, and the open end. Those particular ones are the ones that I tested, and they're garbage. The ones I tested.
Yeah.
And I have a video. If you watch, go back. You know, it's one in, I don't know how many, like 100, 150 videos ago or something. But that one compared to every other wrench that I had, like I think it was a 19 millimeter or something. I mean, the end just immediately opened up, and I've never had another wrench like that. So I don't know, you know, if it's a bad batch, then how did it make it past quality control? Because I've never had a bad wrench out. I mean, you guys ever pulled a bad wrench out of a package?
Well, there's a guy, he ain't in the live chat yet, but Polar Bear Ed, he bought some gear wrench ratcheting wrenches, and the size, there he is, the size of the 3/4 is like too small.
Yeah.
It's for like a 5/8 or 11/16. It was for 11/16.
And was that the Tectons?
No, that was the gear wrench, and I've always had good luck with gear wrench.
Yeah, even those got pretty crappy quality, but now keep in mind, I bought those Tectons probably 2.5, 3.5 years ago. They might be different quality now.
Supposedly they got a lot better, but I haven't tried a lot of their new stuff yet. I have their 1/4-inch set that I use all the time in the small engine shop. That's about it.
It would be one of those, like, I'll never buy them again. If they happen to hear me complain about them in a video or something and want to send me some for testing, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to tell them. But if they're crap again, I'm going to tell everybody, he's like, man, these guys still can't make a wrench worth of crap.
Yeah. Hi, Dow.
What's up, Justin? It's hard nowadays because there's so much rebranding that, like, you really don't, like, you could say that you like a Husky something and, you know, some other company that sucks, you hate them, you're like, oh, their stuff's terrible, but here it's all made by the same people.
Yeah.
Sometimes the name on the side of that tool, you know, changes things.
Yeah, it's weird. You know, I forget who's all under the Lennox saw blade conglomerate. You know, it's Black & Decker, Starrett, Proto, Craftsman now, Milwaukee. Like they're all under the same house, DeWalt. So it makes me wonder. It's like, what? I mean, just is there really that much difference in the models? Or are they all built in the same factories? I mean, I'm sure I could watch tool channels and find out. I mean, what do you think, Neil? Are they all built in the same?
Do you mean like recip saw blades and stuff for reciprocating saws?
No, like Linux, the saw blade company, became this like powerhouse and bought out like Black and Decker. Right?
Okay.
And they bought out Craftsman, they bought out Proto, and they bought out Starrett, and they bought out. So all that's what I'm talking about. So like if you pull apart a Milwaukee 3/8 or half-inch impact, and you pull apart a half-inch DeWalt impact, because they're under that same conglomerate company, are the internals, pretty identical? Or is there vast differences between the two?
Well, Black and Decker is Stanley Black and Decker. That's the company, and they owned DeWalt, Porter Cable, Black and Decker, and Stanley and Proto. Milwaukee's owned by TTI, which makes Ryobi and Rigid in Milwaukee, and I think Hart Tools now that are in Walmart. But I don't know. Like I've done some testings on Black and Decker versus DeWalt because DeWalt's supposed to be a professional lineup. There's a lot of difference in some things, but like the Black and Decker Impact was for the money it was pretty much the same darn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Stanley owns Craftsman, all that stuff. So basically what Stanley Black and Decker does is they buy free agent tools. So they bought Craftsman knowing that people are going to buy it because of the nostalgia and what that name was for so long. So buy the product, throw it out there. They're going to make some quick, easy money, and then probably lose interest in that brand once it doesn't start to sell as well.
Yeah. Yeah, a bunch of those tools. I mean, I feel like on all the cordless stuff, it's all design. What do they call that? Shoot, I just had the word on the tip of my tongue. When you design it for failure, but there's a particular name for it.
I know what you're talking about. Like AVE.
Yeah.
Says it's. I think that's
like
what it is.
Now.
A design failure or something like that. Like
yeah. Something
that can break before the major stuff actually starts to fail. It's like you could catch it in time.
Yeah, I'm talking about the one where, like, as an engineer, you look at something and you design a bushing and you figure out, okay, if this shaft rotates 3 million times a day, for the next 10 years, that's going to be X amount of revolutions. It's going to wear into this bushing. That's going to eat away this much. So we know in 10 years, this bushing is probably going to be bad.
Right.
So how thin can we make that bushing to have that caused in just 100,000 miles instead of, like, how much can we whittle that down? So that's what I'm talking about, is that, planned
design failure.
That's what it was. Is it Zafil?
Zaphael.
Yeah, like planned obsolescence. But yeah, a lot of the cordless tools and it's all planned obsolescence because they keep coming out with new stuff. And I'm like, all right, well, you're right. And we got to the point where they're re-engineering the wheel, basically reinventing the wheel and coming out with features that, great that you can have all these features in your half-inch impact now. It's like, really all I care about is the breakaway torque. But now there's freaking circuitry in them that'll limit everything. And like, damn it, I want to overdrive that damn thing. I want it to catch on fire in my hand.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need that,
Yeah, somebody an extra key where I have to sign a waiver to stick that key in that freaking tool where I could just, hell yeah, there we go.
Just let it burn up. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you there. Well, that's why I have some brush tools. It's because those are the ones that are going to either get the job done or burn up.
Yeah. I'm so mad. I bought the Snap-on. I bought it like a year ago, I think, or maybe 2 years ago, but it's I forget what voltage it is, 18, 19 volt. It's got that cartridge style battery that slides into the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I love that damn thing. It works fantastic until the charger broke. And the charger was under warranty. And then I contacted the Snap-on guy I bought it from that was down in San Antonio. And he sent me a shipping label. Never sent it back to Snap-on. And so now I haven't used that damn thing in about 2 years. I'm floating around my stupid service truck the whole time.
Man.
So now I need to buy a stupid charger so I can use probably another set of batteries. Which probably, I don't know, man. Batteries for Snap-on is probably $1,000.
I like Snap-on stuff, but what I do for a living this time of year, my business dies down, so I don't ever want to have to worry about those payments when the business gets slow. So that's why I like buying my tools straight out.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can see all, I think I'm pretty fair on all sides of the argument about buying Snap-on or just spending money on high-end tools or not spending money on high-end tools. And it's one of those, like, if you have the cash in hand to buy it and it's your money.
For some reason, I must have lost audio.
You lost my audio?
I didn't.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What happened, Brandon?
Brandon can't hear us.
I lost audio, guys. Give me a second.
Yeah, I guess Brandon can't hear us.
What's up, Client Graphics?
Now I'm back.
Okay.
Hi, client.
Forgot what I was talking about now.
I was just trying to think. I was like, where were we at?
Yeah.
All right, switching to headsets.
So I went to this Linux Media Day. I guess it was last year. Yeah, last year, right around February, April, something like that. And so they flew me and y'all go Keith Finner, the machinist on YouTube.
No.
Yeah.
So Keith Finner was there, and then there was a bunch of Instagram guys there, and I don't remember any of the Instagram guys' names. But we all went out there, and they did this huge tour and everything where we got to see how all these brand new bands, carbide bandsaw blades they were building and stuff, and went through their factory and whatnot. So we got done. They sent me this like goodie bag home, and I asked them, I was like, "Hey, can I have one of your diamond, cutoff wheel, like the 14-inch cutoff wheel saws?" Like, yeah, sure. So they sent me one. I always thought there's no way that these things can work out very well, right? There's got to be a meme. I mean, there's just no way a diamond saw is going to hold up that long. Well, I've had that damn thing on my chop saw ever since, and I've chopped so much stuff with it. I even chopped the 7.3 cylinder head, which is cast iron. Chopped the whole damn thing in half with it. And that blade's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Ain't no dust. Wow. Ain't, how you use like a normal abrasive type chop saw. There's just freaking dust every single place that you can imagine. And you start breathing, and like later that night, you're digging for snot, and you see that black stuff in your boogers.
Yeah.
That stupid abrasive chop saw.
I usually sweep a pile of powder up from cutting like this because I've been doing a lot of metal work off and on for people on their doing trailer repairs and stuff.
Yeah, those little diamonds, man, they're expensive, but if you can afford them, man, in my opinion, they'll outlast.
I bought like Lennox diamond blades for my angle grinder.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably bought those 2 years ago. The one's starting to wear down now, but like I cut into tile and cast iron and all sorts of stuff, and I haven't changed it out yet.
To me, I realized that stuff, like, it was given to me, so I have to, put that out there. That's one. But two, if you're going to spend the money on it, it's extremely expensive. But if it'll last for a year to 2 years, and I don't have to freaking find my little wrench to undo the stupid the nut on my angle grinder. I know I can grab an angle grinder and go, and most of the time it's going to have a sharp blade. It's worth the little extra cost. It's not it's not astronomically more expensive.
No, it's not that bad. I mean, it's probably like double the price of a Diablo blade,
Yeah.
but like factor that in, Diablo lasts me, maybe 3 months.
Yeah.
Like, still holding on after 2 years. So
Yeah, exactly.
It looks like Ronald bought a new needle scaler. I broke a cheap Harbor Freight one I had the first day I got it. I never
Dude, don't
got
even
one of
get
those.
one. I really need one. You would think I'd have one, but I don't.
I need a blast cabinet.
Oh,
I've
man.
been thinking about buying one.
Did you watch Justin's video he put out today?
Yeah, I just watched this. Now it makes me want one even more.
I really want one, but I'm not that patient with that stuff. Like, if I could have a version of that where I could just like clamp a part in there and be like on a rotisserie and it would just do it on its own, yeah, sign me up. And you ever used a sandblast cabinet for a long time?
I've never used the sandblast cabinet. I did it outside and without a mask, without an actual good mask. And I tell you right now, that stuff mess you up. You're sick for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. I worked at this company when I was 18, 19 called AGR. And they used to take these steering gearboxes and power steering pumps and they'd rebuild them for like high performance and big tires, stuff like that. They had this massive sandblast cabinet in there. And I think it was 6-7 feet wide and 4 foot tall, 4 foot wide. You put these huge baskets of stuff in there, and I would man that, and we'd rotate these stations every week. So doing that thing, I mean, this thing was like top of the line. You're supposed to never have to, tear it apart, and we were always having to tear that damn thing apart and try to, clean out nozzles and fix stuff and screw it up. I'm trying not to cuss.
Hey.
But yeah, it was just terrible, man. And I've used the real cheap ones. I've used the more expensive ones. And when everything's new, they work pretty well, but then they get jacked up and then you're sitting there messing with stuff. And I found that when they are working really, really, really well, I hyper focus on one little small tiny piece way too long, and I'll eat that piece away with that sandblaster.
Yeah. Yeah, I did this with the die grinder. It took forever to clean all that paint off to repaint it.
Look good. What's that going on? That tractor?
That Briggs engine that I'm restoring right now.
One
that's just like the one that Justin has that's on a hydraulic pump. The engine's just like that.
Yeah. That's cool.
No, my tractor's getting its parts. I'm ordering its parts this week coming up. I gotta finish a mower, so I had money, and then I'm ordering the parts for it finally.
You know what, Brandon? I forgot, man. Congratulations on 500.
Oh yeah,
thanks, Neil.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe next year by festival I'll be at 1,000. I'll fit in more.
But you don't have to. You fit in perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You don't know. There's no metric. Yeah, I don't know anybody there that had the attitude that they were, too big of a channel. Well, I take that back. I do know somebody, but other than one person, in my opinion, everybody else was just glad to be there, and everybody was just on equal footing.
I think that's what's I think what's cool from YouTube is I've met a lot of different channels, big and small, and like when you just sit down and talk, we just all love tools and cars and whatever,
Yeah, it doesn't matter,
I know there's a lot of people, when I first started hanging out with Justin and Steven, they was kind of leery because they was thinking big channels don't care for small channels.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all took me in. I've been doing stuff with y'all for several months now. Yeah, I hope to do a lot more in 2020.
What?
Yeah, I've never had any kind of MC engineering. I've never had any kind of understanding of how anybody could have either one, money, or two, social status, or three, any kind of visual representation like that, and think that they're better or over someone else because of it. And it's like, I don't understand that. It's like, it's like the only thing I have one up on anybody is like I'm completely healthy and I can walk and talk and I have all my thoughts and everything. So I'm a world ahead of a lot of people out there that are less fortunate than that.
True.
So everything above that is like we're all equal, and the way I look at it, the way my dad raised me, it's like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I've known millionaires that blow your mind. Like, one, you wouldn't know they're millionaires, and two, they would treat you like a king, and that whole antics that rich people are evil or whatever, kind of far from it, but
more or less how you.
Well, see, that is the thing about Texas. You never know the people that act like the rich are not the rich people here in Texas. It's the ones that dress like bums, drive older trucks and stuff. Those are usually the ones in Texas that's rich. That's just how it is here.
So one of the problems with Texas, that the reason it's so difficult to figure out if somebody is wealthy or not, is one, most of Texas is private land. A lot of people don't realize that. Most everywhere in the country is public land. And so somebody owns all that, and most of it, they're making a profit off of it. So you have a lot of rich people here. But a lot of it's the vehicles and the way people dress. Whether you're a broke cowboy or, millionaire or whatever, as far as like
all cowboys, right?
Yeah. They're still wearing Wranglers, And then if you look at their trucks, you can't tell how people are doing by the vehicle they're driving. Doesn't matter. They got a 2020 F-350 King Ranch that's lifted. They might be in, way, way overhead in debt and making this $2,000 a month truck payment. You know, or they might be a millionaire that went down there and just traded his in because he ran his other one out of gas or something,
That's a good point.
Yeah, you got people here though that there's two different kinds of rich, and there's actually they could be both rich that way too. You got money rich and you got land rich, because there's a lot of land rich people here.
Mm-hmm.
Like my buddy Ray over there towards Temple, they have 300 acres.
Yeah. Yeah, in the general, like, there's like the major cities kind of have they share a different mentality. They each have their own like mentality, but most of Texas is rural, just like every state. I'm getting some hell of feedback on somewhere. Can I hear that? There it goes. Okay. Shit, what was I talking about? See, there's my memory. That's how long it takes.
How about them Cowboys? Someone says.
Oh, yeah.
That's something.
Can I be a moderator so I can ban Justin Dow real quick for an unrelated reason? Just kidding, Justin. Oh, I shouldn't say that on this channel. I forgot about that whole deal. My son did. A little turd.
I finally give you your Blue Ridge back.
Yeah. Are you familiar with that, Neil?
Brandon told me, I forget, maybe a little bit ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
A couple live streams ago.
Yeah, my son got on there and then said, "He's like, yeah, this is Stephen Cox," and he just thought he's gonna be funny and it's gonna be start banning people, because some of the YouTubers he watches do that as fun, and I'm like, yeah, this is not the crowd that's gonna understand that. It's it's a lot of people that have issues with just getting technology to turn on, like myself.
Yeah.
This is the best we can do is like just barely manage this, and the kid's screwing it up.
I think Brandon has a good sense of humor, so.
Well, I understand. I got nephews that age, so I understand, and I pretty much help raise those. Their dad's ain't in the picture, so their dad lives in another state. So.
That's sad.
Yeah. He comes and gets them every other summer or so.
Mm-hmm.
He's always been one of those me people.
Yeah.
It's all about him.
Well, not everybody's cut out to be a parent.
Nope.
And every time I see that name, Zaphael, I think of Hellboy. That part of the movie.
Yeah.
What does he call him? Zaphael or whatever. Supposed to be Rasputin.
It's been a long time.
It's that monster.
Movie. Yeah.
The little monster that runs around. Like you break the vase and a little deal goes Samael, blah, blah, blah. Now one become two or some crap like that. I haven't seen it in forever.
Mike Hodge says, damn, I only have 10 beers left.
Ah, man, I don't have any beers. I need to go buy some.
I only got a Mountain Dew.
Wait, I have a question. Did the Tennessee Titans win, or is that game on right now?
Mm-hmm. That's how much I watch football. I watch the Cowboys. Like my wife is a super into. Like she loves sports. She loves watching sports, and she's really into the Cowboys. Like she likes seeing the player statistics, things like that, and keeps track of it. Could probably tell you more, about the. I played football. She could probably tell you more of the rules of football than I could, and so we watch it, and like as Neil, where are you out of?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
All right, so y'all are a football city too, so it's like a religion there too. So imagine Pittsburgh is like all of Texas. That's it. Football is religion. And in North Texas, you're watching a Cowboy game on a Sunday.
If the Steelers lose, like the whole town is depressed.
Yeah.
No one wants to go to work.
Dude, if the Cowboys are playing
college basketball, that's the thing in Kentucky is college basketball.
Yeah. It's so important here that on a Sunday, if the Cowboys are playing in the Super Bowl on a Super Bowl Sunday and it starts at 12, the pastor is going to move the latest service up or cancel it because he knows nobody's showing up to everybody's going to watch the game. But he doesn't want anybody to be tempted.
He's like, but I still got to get my money, so you come on in at 10:30, 11.
Yeah. I remember my pastor doing that when I was in the teenager, man. The Cowboys played at like noon or something like that. So he had the service. We sang one song. He did like a 20-minute. We did one song and then out. And that was it. I was like, oh, yeah. Make sure you pray.
Make sure you pray.
That's the guy who actually got me into church, man. He actually baptized me. So
really?
Yep. Yeah, man. I didn't have a good outlook at church until I was about 12, 13. He was coaching softball. A friend of mine was playing softball with him, and I think I was in 6th grade at the time. And so right when I started athletics in 7th grade, I'd already been playing softball at church. Well, went up there, and then I remember the very first practice, I asked my dad to take me up there. My mom and dad were split up at the time. So my dad takes me up there on a Wednesday, practices at 5:30, do softball practice. We sit down, and he's like, okay, we're having a Bible study, so sit down. And I was a little punk at the time and probably like had anger issues. So I was like, I'm not doing that. Screw you. And walked off to the truck. My dad went over there and told me, no, you're going to go over there and sit down. Like, that man's nice enough to have this whole practice and let you play softball for an hour. You can sit down and listen about his speech for an hour about God. I was like, oh, so I sat over there and just like looked up in the sky and did every single little kid pouty thing that you can do when you're in 6th grade. And came back the next week and then sat down again and came back the next week. And after about 4 or 5 of those, came to church on Sunday. And that guy's a really good dude. I mean, he was really a positive, uplifting dude. And at the time, he was 25, I think. And was a pastor of a church, running the whole church, softball team. And I think at one point we managed to have 162 teenagers coming to church service and 5 different softball teams. all out of
Oh,
one
wow.
church.
Wow.
Yeah, from a congregation of 20. That was the largest congregation they had in a year was 20.
You know what got me into church? Potluck dinners.
Yes. You be a good Christian. You go out there and have that potluck dinner.
Yeah, those old church ladies can cook.
That's the main reason I want to move from here to Granbury. We started going to this church called Stonewater Church there, and we really enjoy the church. You know, and it's tough. Like if you guys go to church, if you've ever had to move and had to swap churches, and you were forced to do it, it's really difficult to find a church that feels right to you. That's not your original church that you grew up in or that you're used to. And so we've swapped around a lot of churches and finally found one that we actually feel like we fit in. So moved to Granbury for the church.
That's good.
And I got a big lake there, and I like lakes.
What I don't like about the churches here where I live is a lot of mega churches, and I was never one to grown up to believe in mega churches because they're more of a status symbol than.
Well, the people that are the almighty in those mega churches, they have like usually 5 vacation homes and 20 Land Rovers and
Some of them do.
I mean, yeah.
Believe it or not, some of them do. Most of them don't. There's a lot out there that you never hear about just because like they're not on TV. They don't own jets. They don't own Rolls Royces, so they don't really stand out. But I mean, you can take any demographic of any person of any culture, and there's.
I lost jogging. Give me a second.
There's crap that people, crappy things about those people too. But
it's true. We had a priest here. It wasn't my church, but it was a church where like a lot of my friends went to, and they caught him with like 3 vacation homes. He had like another family down south, and all these cars and stuff. Surprisingly, the day after they caught him, he died of natural causes at age like 40.
Happens all the time. Seen it one time. Heard about it one time.
Just crazy.
Oh man, I can't wait to get that freaking truck done and out of here. Start on the Dodge, get the transmission back together.
So, what made you guys start YouTube?
I still got no sound, guys. Hold on.
Or you, Steve?
So back in 2014, I just started a new job and I was doing it about 4 months. They hired me in as a supervisor, and anyway, they fired me after 4 months. So on the way home, my brother-in-law had called, and this is long. Let me skip to the story because I don't want it to be like a 2-hour long conversation. I got fired, started a heavy equipment repair company. As an advertisement for the heavy equipment repair company, I wanted to make YouTube videos about some of the equipment that I worked on. So when I walked into a cold call the customer or walked into their office and never met them before, I could give them a business card with a YouTube link, say, hey, check out the YouTube link. These are some of the jobs I've done. And it was just kind of like hey, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Sort of advertising on maintenance or sort of advertising on YouTube. My first one was maintenance. So I just kind of treated it like that. And then one time I had this one skid steer that needed some cast iron welded up. Couldn't find anybody in Fort Worth that was willing to weld it or knew what they were talking about. I found one old man at one welding shop that was going to take some special welding electrodes that he had, and he would weld it up. But he didn't know if it was going to hold, didn't know it was going to crack, and didn't care. And I was like, how much is that going to cost? He's like, I'll just do it for free to get rid of these rods. I'm like, I don't think so. Somebody else wanted like $900. The welds, build up. I think build up maybe a 1/4 inch of weld is what I needed. So I started watching YouTube one night. I'm like, well, screw it. I'll just weld it up myself. I'll figure out what I need to buy and I'll do it. So I find Chucky 2009's videos. I start watching his. And I'm actually doing something else one night. I was kind of on my other monitor. his videos were just playing, you know, in like autoplay. And so out of the corner of my eye, I seen his street that he was driving down, and it was a road by my house. I was like, holy crap, I didn't realize he was in my neck of the woods. So I went back through a couple of videos, you know, like 6 months worth of videos, and realized he had moved from Austin to my area. So I wrote him a message like 9:30 one night, and I said, hey, can you fix this deal? I'll pay you cash. Here's the link to my YouTube channel. I'm not asking for collaboration or anything. This is just to show you that I'm not some stalker, you know, just random person trying to steal your stuff. So he calls me like 10 minutes later, says, yeah, bring it over at like 9:30 at night. Run it over there. He welds it up and start talking about YouTube. And I asked him, what do you do for a living? He goes, well, YouTube. I'm like, how the hell do you make a living off YouTube? So he explains, yeah, you can make a living off YouTube. And I go, man, we lost you, Brandon, your video. I go, well, there you are.
I'm having issues with this. My camera's freezing on me.
Yeah. So anyway,
I gotta get a new computer.
I asked Chucky, it's like, man, without prying, and I don't want to know what your personal life, but you know, how much can you possibly make off YouTube and from YouTube in a month? And he told me, and I was like, holy crap. You know, and at the time, I think it was like, I think he told me 10 grand a month or 12 grand a month or something like that, you know, and I was like, that's holy, you know, hell. So I thought, if I did YouTube enough just to be able to pay the mortgage of my house, that'd free me up for all kinds of stuff.
Right. And
so my whole goal for YouTube then became just to make enough money just to pay the mortgage on the house. And, you know, started collaborating with Chucky. And because I was collaborating with Chucky, it started again making my channel a lot more popular. And then I had a viral video and made more popular. And at some point, I just made the full jump and just went straight YouTube. So that's what got me into YouTube. And that's what keeps me motivated to stay in YouTube. Is where my paycheck comes from.
You got to get that YouTube.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I just did it for the heck of it.
Yeah.
No real reason. Just for the fun of it.
Well, I think that's what it starts, you know, and that's what it starts for everybody is most people, they start doing it just to have fun and kind of get in that community because, you know, you get to watch somebody else do something. You find an expert at something or somebody that can do something just a lot better than you and they're relatively close. You go meet that person and they happen to be really into old tractors or, you know, thimble collecting or whatever the hell you want. You know, we can do it on this platform. And, you know, to me, it's hard to find people that are in my genre of stuff because I'm into so many different things. But YouTube, man, it gives me that avenue.
Yeah, you can check out anything on here, you know?
Yeah. And that, like, it burns me up when people, they don't see any value in YouTube as far as like, I was like, that's all, you know, rotting your brain or whatever, you know, the older crowd. But
yeah, I what's that?
I was gonna say, how much money do y'all think y'all have saved yourself from just being able to research it, look it up on YouTube, and fix the problem without having to pay for somebody else?
You know, I'll be honest. At work, there's certain situations I get into. I don't know how to do it. First thing I do is go to YouTube, type it in.
Yep. It's made you a much more valuable employee.
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
I did that when I took that job at the diesel shop. He would turn me loose on jobs, and I didn't know nothing about diesels yet. I was just learning, and he wasn't no help on them. So I just Googled, like, how to put an oil cooler on a 7.3.
Yep. Yeah, and like it opens up that avenue of being able to, you know, even as an employer, if I hire you and you have a little bit of knowledge and I know that you're capable of at least doing the research and finding out how to do it and not having to have your phone, you know, in your shop, like, you know, the whole time, then it's like, well, I can put up with you not being as experienced of a tech because you had the ability to do some research and find out the answer relatively quickly. You know, so it makes us both much more profitable.
I think the one. Well, you go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, just depends on how you use it.
I think the weird thing is like the content that we're trying to make is a lot of like trades and that type of stuff and tools and whatnot. Fixing stuff on your own, you know?
Yep.
And trying to give assistance. And like when you think of YouTube, there's like, you know, there's the other half that's more marketable than us, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But like it recently just clicked to me that like, you know, I'm on the same platform as those who's a big like a huge that PewDiePie or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Or that Mr. Beast guy.
Yeah, like I never think that I'm on the like, but I think they're just something completely different, you know, like they want that, which is weird because like movie stars have fame,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have like YouTube stars, which is cool, but I don't know. I just
It's just weird that some of them lives in mansions now.
It's all about money.
Yeah.
There's a, you know, and that's the
and that's all right. Like there's nothing wrong with that. I can separate that. It's just like I never really like I wanted to start making videos. I'm not very aware of a lot of channels out there because like I watched like a few. I didn't know what a channel was till like probably a year and a half ago.
Mhm.
I didn't know there were channels.
Yeah.
And then I started watching a few, and I'm like, I want to make a channel.
Yeah.
You know, it's like fun. Yeah. So that's what I did. But like, I didn't realize all the other, you know, stigma that comes with it. I'm starting to now.
Nah, the hell with them. I mean, you can't change nobody else's, you know, mentality or opinion of you, and that's the only thing bad about the social media and putting the video is there's an avenue for people to let you know how they don't like you or how you did something that they didn't like, you know. And as that face-to-face reaction or interaction, there's very few people that will really look at you face-to-face and tell you that you're effing stupid. You did that way wrong. You know, but they'll put it in the comments, you know.
To put in the comments, yeah, exactly.
And,
not face to face.
Yeah. And the issue is like you read that, and mentally when you read that, that's a voice to it that you heard that, you know, and it sinks in. And so depending on who you are and how you are with your comments, you know, if you read all your comments and it bothers you or has the ability to bother you, then you can't read comments. You know, so that is.
I haven't gotten there yet. Like, you know, I get a few weird ones every once in a while, but
you just have to figure out if they start renting space. You know, like a buddy of mine used to tell me, he was like, man, don't let them rent space in your head. And during the day, if you can catch yourself like dwelling on some comment or something, and you can figure out, I'm like, wait a minute, how long have I been thinking about this? And like for the last like 5 minutes, I let somebody hold my attention for 5 minutes today. You know, and it's like, but
it's not even worth it.
No. Like I don't have a problem with the comments. Obviously, I don't have any comments on my YouTube, most of it, but like I have them on Instagram and I have them on the Facebook still, and people still write me. If they really get upset, they email me, you know, or figure out ways to contact me. But
I'm all right with that, you know, if they have a discount.
Yeah. They contact me, whatever. I don't mind, you know. I just don't read it, you know. It's like that's mine. Like if I read it, it's gonna stick in my head. So I know within the first sentence, okay, well, I can't read that comment, but some other YouTubers that I know will read every single freaking word of every single comment ever written on their channel.
You can tell those YouTubers though, because it shows in the videos that they really pay attention to that stuff. Because that's all they focus on.
Yeah. You get hyper focused on it. It's human nature to see all your faults and none of your successes. And so you breeze through all the comments and find out that one negative that says you're stupid or you're ugly or you're fat or your wrench sucks.
It just comes down that they're jealous.
Yeah. Well, either that or trolling. Like,
Yeah,
I've
there
heard
are straight trolls out there.
yeah, and I enjoy a good if it's an actual troll that can give and can receive and just like that's fine. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I've been on the internet since like 1995 and like horrible chat rooms where people were brutal, man.
That's Zaphiel.
AOL chat, MSN chat, Google, Yahoo chat. Yahoo chat was the best one. Yahoo chat. I
Project
remember
Farm.
Yahoo chat.
Project Farm reads all of his. I don't know if they really bother him. I've talked to Todd on the phone a couple times, but I've never got to meet him face to face, and eventually will. But yeah, it's just I don't know, man. You got to do YouTube for fun. Just keep doing videos and get you in that culture. And if your channel takes off, you've got to be honest with yourself at some point. Realize like if you can have comments or not, because if it's going to be detrimental to your mentality, then that money in the YouTube whatever is not worth it. Because you're going to be always thinking about that all the time. And getting your phone and they're like panicking. And I've seen other YouTubers that do that. They freaking get a bad comment and they are zoned out and in full-blown panic mode because some idiot they've never met.
Right. Never will.
Someone commented on one of my videos to tell me to stop smoking crack, and I told them I tried to, but it was so hard.
Craig, you're a crappy troll, man. You're not a nice guy. I like you.
Who knew?
Oh, man, I've been leaning over that stupid truck so much that I'm all like hunched over and tight. Oh.
That's the only thing I didn't like about diesel repair is if you get sitting under a truck at a certain angle so long, you start seizing up. But I love diesel repair. It was just I made more money.
Have you seen my creeper?
Yeah. No, I haven't.
You've never seen my creeper?
I don't think so.
I'll show you. I'll show you what it's a game changer for working on diesels, man. It's I just want to show you a picture before I tell you what it is. Because I can't remember which one I have because there's a couple of different models. The one I have, I think, is much better. Oh, come on. Google, don't fail me. Show me the alternative Chinese version. Yeah. Doesn't matter, but you'll get the gif. You tell what that is?
Yeah.
So that one, it has bars. See how the bars are on the outside of his legs?
Yeah.
Those ones suck because if you're too big, you can't fit in between those bars. So you constantly have to have one foot on the rung and then one leg outside. And there's another one that just has one center post and steps and a huge pad up there that you just lay your chest on. And it makes it more bearable, but it's not very comfortable to lay on your chest for that long.
Yeah.
So every time I get on there, man, if I'm there for more than like 30 seconds, when I get up, my chest, like, I gotta sit there and let it go back into shape. It's like,
yeah.
It's better than lay on top of the radiator, but it needs to be better way.
I've laid on my share radiators, unfortunately. I only got blamed for busting one, my grandma's, and I told her I was careful changing that out, but when I pulled it out of the box, it had nothing in there. That it was just freely in that box from the parts store. So I was like, it probably got busted from the parts store.
Can't tell if oh yeah, chat's still working.
Yeah, I really got into that diesel repair there, but that guy, as much as I like doing it, I couldn't do it for $100 a week.
Yeah.
All the stuff I was doing. I made more working on a lawnmower.
That's the problem, man. A lot of shops, like, they kind of, people either want to help you out and they don't have the money. And then if they don't have the money, they shouldn't try to help you out. Or they do have the money and they just want to see how cheap they can get you.
Well, what it was is I was coming in to help him because it was 3 owners. They was all taken out of one bank account, and then when they ran the company under.
Yeah.
Two of the owners took off and left the one owner to figure it all out.
Hmm. Yeah, those ownership swaps are tough for any company.
Yep. And this guy left the oil field making big money to run this shop with his brother. Now he's living at the shop, in the office of his shop, because he can't afford a house. They left him that broke.
Nice.
That's terrible.
There's my chat. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to get off of here. I'm tired, and I got all kinds of stuff I got to do before I go to bed.
Alrighty.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Always glad to have you.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for inviting me.
Nice meeting you.
Oh,
Good to meet you, Neil. Eventually figure out how to stop my stream here. There it is. Leave studio. All right,
go down the street. Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys. I
Later,
appreciate it.
Steven.
I'll be on again with you, Brandon, and Neil. Maybe next time if you're on, Brandon. If you're on with us.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Later, fellers.
All right, see you.
Later.
All right. So you were number 2 on Joe Smith's, or number 1?
I think I was number 1.
I think you were, buddy.
Yep.
Did you have fun doing that?
It was pretty fun. He just asked, basic questions, favorite food and stuff like that. It was a short thing. Mine was short. I think the other one I seen the other night with Nate Duct Tape Tech was about an hour long.
Yeah, I did see that. And I was listening to it a little bit today. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. What about you? Have you used any cool new tools or?
Not new tools, but I have organized my toolbox like I was telling earlier. These was pretty nice. Yeah. Oh, and I tagged them in a comment to Brad yesterday, and I said they should come out with plier organizers, and they said they'll be out in April.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That'd be I'd like a plier organizer with magnets. I think that'd be.
It's nice that these don't slide around when you pull your drawers out.
Yeah, for sure. So they stick to the drawer and hold in the tool.
And these are strong magnets. You ain't gonna be able to reach in there and just pull it out easily.
Nice. What kind of box?
I got a Husky.
Husky, that's what I thought.
Yeah. They're probably a little pricey to some. I looked on their website. These are about $25 a piece on their website, but they are good quality.
Wow. $25 a piece.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
Craig Durbin says Harbor Freight has the plier holder, but doesn't it kind of look like a plate drying station?
I think someone actually used the plate drying station in one of theirs. They did a whole video on that.
I saw it, either on YouTube or Instagram. But, it was
And they don't have the magnet, so you're just, every time you open your toolbox, unless you have it packed full, they're just going to slide around on you. They got 2 styles, though. They do got one that's more the plastic style. I don't know if they have magnets on them. I'm guessing you could probably glue magnets to them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And those are, I think those at Harbor Freight are about $19, if I remember right.
19. For the paper plate one, or the drying station. Right?
Plastic one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the plastic one. Or it might be 12. I can't remember. It's either somewhere between 19 and I can't remember anymore.
Client Graphics says they have 2 different kinds.
Yeah.
Or 2 different plier holders. No magnets on the plastic ones. I went to Harbor Freight for the first time ever, like a week or two, or like 2 weeks ago, maybe now.
Yeah.
Not a bad store. It's different, you know.
You get used to the smell. You get to kind of like going to a feed store or lumber store. You get kind of used to it, like it after you go in there so much.
I'll be like the one I went into. It did not have a smell to it, or maybe it did.
Really, mine's. People say it's the metal, but I think it's the packing oil that's on everything. Because if you get like some of their tools, it's covered so heavy in packing oil.
It's because it's making that journey across the ocean.
Yeah, the plier racks are $17.99, so I might hold out for the toolbox widget ones. Because if they're that high, what's a little bit more to get the toolbox widget ones with the magnets already on them?
So, what's I gonna ask you? So you hit 500 subscribers. That's freaking awesome.
Late last night. Yes, it was awesome.
I was keeping track of the countdown, then I saw it this morning. And I was like, good for him. Do you stay on, like, you do a lot of different things on your channel, right?
Yeah.
Like, pretty cool time. Like, I can, you pop up a project that is awesome and did, like, forge or small engines or getting a hobby thing started or redoing a tool. Like, have you ever found like a rhythm to your video making though?
You mean like making the same type of video over and over?
Not so much that, but kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. I guess just get like into a rhythm,
Yeah.
Like no matter what videos you're making, you just kind of get into like a good rhythm. Nothing bad. But like it starts to feel more natural making videos, I guess.
It really does now. And doing these live streams, that y'all don't know how kind of shy and awkward I am in public, face to face.
Me too.
But YouTube has really brought me more out of my shell and talking to people and stuff. So it does. It just seems natural now. I mean, I still make a lot of mistakes, and for some reason, when I make a video, I'll be talking and sometimes forget what I'm saying and have to think for a minute what I'm thinking. And I don't know why, but it always happens.
I always try it and not to like, when I do my videos, I try not to be like, but most of my videos at some points I do that, because like I have a little bit of an idea of what I'm going to say, but I don't actually know what I'm going to say. So I get.
Have you ever noticed though, if you don't make a thumbnail, that YouTube will pick like the worst clip of the video to make a thumbnail of?
I'll be honest, I've never made a thumbnail.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
I had to start making thumbnails because it was bugging me. I've been using a phone app to do it.
Do you live stream from your phone?
Yeah, I use Streamlab.
Have you ever tried the OBS or whatever?
I I have on the computer. I used to, before the tool wall, I used to have a green screen in front of me. My earlier live streams had a green screen.
So you wait, live stream or Streamlab? That's what you use from your phone?
Streamlab is what I use through my phone. OBS is what I used to use on my computer. My computer's too slow now. I used to have a faster computer for that. I used to use my mom's laptop for that. But my computer's too slow, and OBS takes a lot out of the computer.
What kind of mic is that?
This is the newer off of Amazon, the NW7000. I think I got it for $28.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I wanted one of those Yetis like everybody else, but
I think that's what I have. Or no.
Yeah, the Snowball.
Yeah, but this was I got this for like $45.
Really?
Off of Amazon. I did try to buy a cheaper microphone, and it wasn't that great.
Yeah.
With the electronics, you can get burned sometimes. That's what I did too with the webcams also.
Yeah. Later, Ronald. I sometimes have to go back through and some videos I have to watch all the way through to catch things to edit out. Like one day I was working on a project and my butt crack kept showing on camera. So I had to edit that all out of the video because I knew I would hear some stuff about it in comments.
Do you get any negative comments or anything?
Not really negative comments. Some people like to voice their opinions, what they would have done in situations.
But you're all right with that, right?
And I listen to them. I do things. So I like doing things my way. It's just how I do things. But I'll listen to everybody's comments. I learn every day.
Yeah, we all like doing things our way, right?
Yeah.
That's why we do shit.
Raphael, it did come with the microphone and the boom.
Oh, it came with the boom too.
Yeah.
So does that work for the podcast too then?
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm recording the podcast right now. It's recording everything we've been saying for the last hour and 18 minutes.
Let's try and go late tonight, right?
Yeah, what the heck?
The heck?
It's our first podcast. Might as well make it a long one.
Heck yeah. What do you want to actually, you know what I kind of wanted to discuss tonight? Do you follow the news much?
A little bit. Till it stresses me out, and then I just turn it off.
Have you heard about Iran shoot down that civilian plane?
Yes, I did hear about that.
And, terrible tragedy that people died and stuff. But that's just it. Like, people freaked out that, we killed that general.
Yeah.
And they're afraid, like, Iran's going to do those. They can't do anything. They don't know how.
Yeah.
They fired bombs at bases in Iraq. None of those missiles ever made it or did anything. And then they're so fucked up. They're trying to play war, and they shoot down a civilian plane. And
people don't understand how advanced our defense systems are when it comes to this stuff. I grew up here in this military town, and I see this stuff all the time.
Yeah, and a lot of people would say we spend too much on defense and stuff. Well, that's why, to keep everything trained and oiled and good to go, you know?
It had a little bit of fluid in there. Exactly how it I didn't even know I was.
Zaphael has lots of ideas. But I mean that in a good way. He's a good guy. He sent me a deal. You can get a Husky set at Home Depot of just sockets, 200 for $60, I think it was. All right,
Wow.
that's Husky stuff is pretty good too. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, MC Engineering Inc. Have a good one.
Good night, Craig Camp.
Well, client graphics, what does that mean? How's long is long enough?
Yeah. You know, client jumped in one time on one of my streams at the end of it, and we went on. I was already on 3 hours, and we went on another 2 hours just talking about Ryobi tools.
Well, I watched one maybe last week, was it?
Yeah, he was on last week. Or was it last week or the week before?
Yeah, it was like a 4-hour stream or something, right? Maybe even longer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was actually listening to I'll be honest with you, like a lot of your live streams on Saturday nights, I play I play video games like baseball games, but I put that on mute and I have your live streams going just so I can listen to the conversation.
Or they listen to my live streams and drink beer.
I don't do that.
My live streams make them want to drink beer, so
I'm just playing video games, but yeah, it's you're always there Saturday night, so
yep. Unless they have like an event or something that I'm going to on Saturday, then I won't go. Yeah, which I don't have any plan for until April. I don't know, Dewey. As long as Neil wants to go, I'll go. Oh yeah, it was 4.5 hours, Ed.
I'm about to go with Iran.
I'm about to go steal a computer chair out of the house because last time I did a long live stream, this wooden chair hurt my back the next day. Oh yeah, I hate skip sizes. I like to buy sets that don't got the skip sizes. They're usually more pricey, but they're worth it.
That's the thing now is like I have so many different brands of sockets.
Yeah.
And I'm not like really close to making an actual full socket set. But like, do I spend $200 and buy a Craftsman 450 piece one? Or, I
got complete sets of ratcheting wrenches, but I need complete sets of regular wrenches. So that's going to be my next investment. I don't think I want to jump on the Icon train. It's because too many people talked about it, so now I don't even want to buy them. So that's how if a lot of people talk about them, I don't even want to buy them no more. It just ruined it for me.
I bought a pretty substantially nice set of Stanleys like years ago.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with keep going with the gear wrench with the complete set of them.
Yeah, gear wrench usually has no skips.
Unless you buy them from like a store like Tractor Supply and then they skip sizes. But if you actually buy them from an actual gear wrench dealer or Amazon, even Amazon has them, they got no skip sizes.
Well, client graphics in that case, I have a complete set because I haven't run into a case where I gotta go out and buy one.
Yeah, I have Craig. I have my wrenches, my standard wrenches. I went to the pawn shop over the years and bought them by the bulk. So I have 6-point. I have the 12-point. I have them all.
What do you prefer? I mean, there's a lot of debates. I'll be honest. I'm glad I'm not a mechanic on YouTube because there's just so much stuff that goes on with the tools and stuff, and what works for who and who works for what. Do you follow any of that?
Some, not really, because I usually base my opinions on stuff for trying it myself and not what they say.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be like, that's what I try to let people understand about my channel too. Is like, I will give you information. I'll give you first impressions, and then I usually use the tool for 3-4 months, and then review it again, see how it lasts. But like, I go on YouTube to look for those videos of tools I'm looking at, but I still have to take my own opinion on what people are telling me
Yeah.
and apply it. So that's what I do.
It looks like the new icon drama is the drama over the Tribus, which they look cool. I'm not gonna lie. Anybody who's ever did have to do hydraulic lines, power steering lines, the concept's great. I don't know. I've never tried them, so I can't say either way because there's mixed opinions, and it's the new YouTube drama in the tool community.
Well, that's the clout chasing, but yeah, maybe the stuff's junk, and people probably shouldn't buy it, but it's made in USA, so like constructive criticism and how to do it better would probably be better than just trying to run them in the ground. But like I said, that's not my industry, so
maybe it's just the new thing that it's going to get better as they go along. I hear they're really pricey though.
Well, yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like, say if that Tribus tool set that they made was Snap-on, I bet you it'd be a $700 set instead of $350.
Yeah,
and people wouldn't complain. They would just buy it because it's Snap-on. But that's not what it is. So the price is too high, and I mean, I do have to see some more tests on them and stuff to see how they actually do.
Yeah.
Pretty tough concept though to nail down.
What drill bits, Craig? The one you sent me, the big ones? I have not because I ain't had a hoe that I need to drill that big yet.
I'll be right back, all right?
Okay. What amazes me, guys, is I do a lot of metal work, and the drill bit I have got to hold up so far has been the cheap Harbor Freight drill bits that after they wear out and break, I can throw away and go get new ones. They seem to last longer than any other metal drill bit that I've got so far. I hear the machinist style drill bits are really good for metal, but they're really expensive. I like their step bits. The step bits, I get a lot of use out of them. Usually after after a while, the step bits will break at the shaft, but I usually get a lot of use out of them before they break. So. I wouldn't mind having one of those jacks, those Daytona jacks. I've used the other brand they had there with the race style jacks, and they're actually pretty good. We used them in the diesel shop to lift big old trucks up.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. There's like nice tools to be had at Harbor. There's good tools to be had everywhere, you know?
If a mechanic tells you that they don't at least own one Harbor Freight tool, I can guarantee they're lying. Guarantee it.
It's like if you ask an electrician if he's ever been shocked. If they say no, he's not a fucking electrician.
Or a welder getting burnt.
Right.
I get burned every time I weld. Usually burn right through my gloves, and I just keep on welding because I'm usually in the groove of it, and I don't want to stop. I guess my second monitor is going out because I kept losing audio with y'all earlier.
Yeah, cut out a few times there.
So I guess I'm going to have to just get rid of it. It's not worth it if it's not working.
And Mike Hodge says, I just prefer Snap-on. If I break something, I can text my dealer. And that's fine. You know, like if you can afford it and you're good with it. I think a lot of people get tool broke, you know?
Yeah.
But if you get to a point in your life where you can buy like the tools you want to buy, that's all right too. I mean,
Snap-on does have good stuff. They're just pricey. And I don't like to get stuck with payments. I don't want to do the whole payment thing. I'd rather buy something straight out if I have to buy it.
you know, that's where the personal judgment comes in, you know, what you'd rather want to do.
Now, I do want to go on a Snap-on truck and buy a set of PWCs because those are great. I have used them, and I want to sit in my own personal shop.
And I'm not a mechanic, but what are those?
It's like a mix between a pipe wrench and a vice grips.
Shit, yeah, that'd be awesome. Have you ever?
I don't weld barefooted in shorts. That's Nate. Go-karts and go fishing.
Oh, what was I gonna say now? I forget. Shit. I'll remember. It'll come back to me. Yeah, I like doing the one-time payment also.
Yeah. I got an uncle that has well over $100,000 in tools. And he's probably so in debt with the tool truck that he'll always be paying it.
See, and I'm so glad a tool truck does not come to my work and give me a credit line to, you know what I mean? I mean, the mechanic.
But see, the thing is with like the WCs are like $60. I could save up some money, buy those straight out. I don't have to do payments with them.
Now, who sells Gear Wrench down by you?
Tractor Supply, Napa, and I think, is it Advance that sells them? We don't have no gear wrench trucks here yet. I wish we did. If we had gear wrench trucks like some areas have, I'd shop a lot there.
Oh, so interesting enough, I had a guy subscribe to me, and he has a channel. It's a very good channel, and I think it's called The Backwoods Mechanic. And he checked out, I think it's, for me, it's Advanced Auto Part. It's they have a brand that's I think it's Tech, but it's TEQ. And he went over their ratchets, and it is the same people that manufacture Gear Wrench. So it's the same wrench or ratchet. The parts are interchangeable, and it's like $30 less than Gear Wrench. And Gear Wrench is, pretty affordable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's expensive, but
Well, I don't go super cheap when it comes to buying hand tools. I still buy a little bit of quality tools. I just don't buy Snap-on stuff because I don't want the payments. We all do that. If we see a killer selling tools, if we have the money, we usually are broke usually when we see those sales.
I can't impulse buy anymore, but if I get a little extra money, I'll buy something that I want to buy.
Yeah.
Or, I've been eyeing up for a while.
Well, see, Mike Hodge, that's what I do. I buy tools that make me money, but I do have some woodworking tools and some metalwork. Well, metalworking tools make me money too because I do a lot of trailer repairs because commercial landscapers like to go to a shop that could handle all their business. Their trailer repairs, the truck repairs, the mower repairs, handles all their repairs, and that's what I do.
Dewey Did It just said, TMM, did you all see my post where Cobalt tools are made by the same folks that make DeWalt? I didn't know that.
Me either.
Oh, Gear Wrench is Apex Tool Group.
Yep, out of Taiwan.
See, I don't follow much of that. Who makes who, because it's all like rebranded.
Yeah, most of the time.
Yeah, it's hard to follow.
Let's face it, a lot of that stuff, I'm going to take a lot of crap for saying this, but let's face it, a lot of stuff on most of those tool trucks are probably rebranded too.
Yeah. JS Products. Huh.
You are lucky, Ed. Of course, my work pays for all my tools too, but I am my work, so.
So are all your ratchets Gear Wrench?
Some of them I got a gear wrench ratchet, I got a blue point ratchet, and of course, my quarter wrench sets a Tecton. Did I say blue point? I got a blue point gear wrench, and yeah, I think that's it. I got a few Snap-ons.
You have a few what?
Snap-ons, but I bought them at the pawn shop and not tool trucks.
Have you ever tried Knipex pliers and stuff?
No, but everybody keeps talking about them. I think I'm going to try them.
They're amazing.
I gotta buy a new set of some vice grips. All my vice grips are broke. I don't know why, but they're all broke. So I gotta buy new ones.
What kind do you have right now that broke?
I had some cheap, no brand name Chinese ones. So it's time to get some good quality ones. I've had them for years.
This thing, I mean, that's an art tool. But I've always had the Irwin. I bought some other brands too, like Stanley has a good one. But they're all pretty decent.
Yeah. I hear when it comes to grips though that Irwin's really the best way to go.
It is.
And they're not super expensive either for what it is.
But I mean, you could go to Walmart and buy them.
Yeah.
Interesting. JS Products is in Vegas. They make Cobalt, DeWalt, Steelman, Protocol, and Dickies.
So JS Products must be probably owned or contracted out by Stanley.
Yeah, it's true. Have you looked at any of the Hart tools at Walmart?
I haven't picked one up, but from the outside they look cheap. I don't know if I'll like them.
I'm starting to wonder if like why they went from or letting go of Hyper Tough.
Yeah. I like to go in there and buy all the cheap screwdriver stuff. I always buy the cheap screwdrivers and put them in the spot where everybody sees them. So if they come in my shop and borrow a screwdriver, they'll borrow one of the cheap ones. So if they lose it, it ain't such a big deal as if they lose one of the more expensive ones.
That is true. I actually bought the demolition screwdriver, Hyper Tough screwdrivers with the striking cap, and they've been holding up pretty darn good so far.
Hi, Ray.
What's up, Texas Key Keeper?
He's got himself a new logo for his channel. He needs to make new videos. He needs a new camera. His camera only holds charge for like 5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. I'm trying to crank my John Deere.
Yeah, well, gotta get that valve unstuck then. Sometimes you can get lucky with getting them unstuck without taking the valves out, but the real sure way to make sure when working on something with valves that it won't stick again is to actually take the valve out and clean it good and put it back. It's just a lot more work.
Dewey Did It says, don't pay much attention to Hart tools right now. The brushless power tools are coming out in a few months, and pack better brushless motors and go from 1.5 amp hour to 2 amp hour.
Okay, Mike. I might try one out then. I don't need one. I got DeWalt stuff, but I try one out if the price is right.
Is all your cordless DeWalt?
Yep.
And you,
my sister bought me my first set of DeWalt, and I just kept going. Yeah.
Do you have any like the impacts or anything like that?
I want a 1/2-inch impact to make it easier to take blades off. Right now, I drag my air hose out from the shop, hook up my air one, wait for the air pressure to go on. Dewey, I actually own probably 2 or 3 of those Predators. Actually, I own 3. One on the yellow mini bike, one on the blue mini bike, and one on the go-kart. They're not bad engines for that purpose, but I think for lawn equipment and stuff, like tillers and stuff, I think the old engines had more torque.
What's the coolest thing you've ever worked on?
Oh man, there's been so many things. I've worked on like from $10,000 big giant zero turns, the Kubota ones, to 4-wheelers to outboard engines. I've had some mopeds. I pick on horse all the time for having a moped or a scooter, but I have fixed plenty of those mopeds, and they are fun to ride. I'm not gonna lie. That's the one cool part about my job is when those fun toys come in to get fixed, because then I get to play with them to test them out.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
See, I missed out, Ed, on the DeWalt Black Friday sale. I had the money. It's the wrong time of year for a small engine mechanic to have money. I have not tried the drinks. I know Redbeard's Garage is a big fan of them, but I have yet to try one out yet.
Polar Bear Ed, coolest thing I've worked on is a V12 Detroit on a rock crusher.
Man, Dad, my phone is right here. I read something about you and the dog is watching TV. It's my sister.
What about anyone else in the chats there? What's the coolest thing you guys have ever worked on? Polar Bear Ed said that V12 Detroit on a rock crusher.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Hot Rod Gavin, most expensive thing I've worked on is our $10,000 skid steer. No, Candy's mine. By the way, have you ever had one of these? Fifth Avenue?
Can't say I have.
It's like a Butterfinger.
Ray, if your internet's okay, I can send you the link. You can hop on.
All right. Everything, what people work on, it's all cool, right? We all, a lot of us enjoy our jobs, but there has to be like one that like is automatically always at the top of your head.
I think the high dollar 4-wheeler I worked on, the hunting 4-wheeler, was the funnest. Because, it's something I never could afford to buy on my own, and they're always fun to ride around on.
The Fifth Avenue bars are amazing.
Okay, Ray, I'll send it to you on Facebook. Hold on. Oh, that's share screen, not invite. Ray's laser running with a diesel engine.
What do you like to watch on YouTube?
I got really into, well, of course, blacksmithing stuff, but I got machinists. Something about watching them run the lathes in the mills and stuff are really interesting. Kind of relaxing they're making.
Yeah, for sure.
Hold on, Ray. I'm getting there. My computer's kind of slow. It's running all this stuff, so it's kind of slow.
Hold on 1 second.
I got to build a faster computer for all this YouTube and stuff. This one's just too slow anymore. I just didn't want to spend the money, but if I want to stick with YouTube, I'm going to have to.
Yeah, I bought a cheaper computer just to do the live streaming and stuff. Everything else I do from my phone.
Yeah.
It's hard. Now, so have you used any cordless tools besides DeWalt?
Not many. I used to have Craftsman before, the old Craftsman before DeWalt. And I did stuff. I never had an impact driver. Man, I didn't know what then. It saves time. Working on those engines, I could take them apart so quick now. Gavin, I would like to use chat more on my website, but not many people will go in there at night. If more people would go to my website and use the live chat, I would go over there all the time and use live chat on it.
How long has your website been up?
Let's see, couple months, few months. I don't know. I just updated it not too long ago. I put an online store there. I don't even know why I would use the online store yet. I thought about because of the sticker prices and between buying the stickers and the cost of shipping, that I would have put them on there. I would put the stickers on there for a couple of dollars just to make it easier for me. So I might use that for the online store, but I don't know yet.
Be a good idea. Oh, Client Graphics says he's ready to roar.
Yeah, I'm getting him the email sent now.
I'll be right back.
All right. Hopefully your internet's working, Ray.
I guess we'll find out one way or another.
Yeah. Maybe you need to look into a cell booster for out there.
The problem is there's like no signal anywhere.
Well, a cell booster might be able to pick up signal.
Maybe.
No telling how pricey those are. Probably the time you pay for that, you could probably pay for a company to come out there and put internet out there.
Right.
I'm working on a client. Computer slow. I'm recording a podcast and everything right now, so running several different softwares. Until after this, we won't even know if this is even working right.
Well, that's the fun part, right?
Yeah. We might not even have a podcast to listen to tomorrow.
Can someone turn the heat back on, by the way?
Yeah, they need to.
Not
I'm
sure.
freezing out here.
Yeah, I'm standing halfway down the driveway to get internet, and there's ice on everything.
It's crazy how it was warm.
What?
Okay,
yeah,
dude.
yesterday it wasn't cold, and it was raining, and it didn't even make it cold, and then all of a sudden now it's cold and icy.
Yeah.
What's up, Texas Key Keeper?
Not much. I'm cold. That's about it.
Cold.
It's cold in Texas today. It was 70-some degrees yesterday, and then after that storm came through, it got below freezing.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because it's 71 up here today.
Y'all are probably eventually going to get that storm that hit us yesterday.
Probably.
Yeah, it was 70 something here today, or here yesterday, and now it's ice on everything. So
Yeah, it's well, I guess I'm a little more adverse to ice and snow.
well, I don't have any wild turkey, so I'm not too up to ice today.
So, have you used any work, bro, Brandon?
No, I haven't. I would like to try some.
What would you like to try? What do you think?
Those pliers that you showed off a few times looked like they would be pretty cool. Looks like they made good quality pliers there.
Yeah, they have a bunch of good different things. Polar Bear Ed, I am from around the Sharpsburg area of Pittsburgh.
Did I tell y'all about my uncle getting stopped in the airport in Pittsburgh?
What Pittsburgh?
I don't know. They're in Pennsylvania.
All right, because isn't there like one in Kentucky or Kansas or something like that?
No, it was in Pennsylvania because he was at the schools there in Pittsburgh, doing a class for schools about Chromebooks.
Okay.
Wild turkey is Kentucky bourbon.
Yeah, Amanda.
So what about this uncle? Was it uncle?
Okay, so he was in the week before we went to the gun range, and he used the same bag to carry his ammo in, and he cleaned it out. But somehow he got to Pittsburgh, and on his way back, they found one single bullet. One single bullet in his bag.
Pittsburgh has a few colleges. We have Carnegie Mellon. We have Pitt University. We got Duquesne University. I guess it's just Pitt. We have Pitt. Robert Morris. Yeah, there's a few up here.
University. I guess it's just
Just throwing stuff everywhere.
All right, guys, what's up? Happy second Saturday of the new year, I believe it is. We're starting off with our tool talk on Saturday. And of course, I was really, really late. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Neil's always like 3 or 4 minutes late.
Yeah, hour and a half.
Yeah, that's
When I
his
said I wasn't
thing.
going to make it. So, how's everybody doing for their new year?
I'm good.
It's awesome to hear. Brandon, how about
Yeah,
you?
I'm doing pretty good too. So far, pretty good.
It's super cold.
Lost Ray. Ray must lost it.
Super cold. Not enjoying it.
Yeah, it's cold here in Texas.
It's like 11 degrees
It's cold
this
here in
morning.
Texas also. Wow. It's not that cold, but it's pretty cold.
Yeah, it's got to be really cold when I'm going to join you guys for a live stream in my basement. The way I see it. So, Neil, I heard that you made your first trip to Harbor Freight. I not only heard that, I kind of saw you had some Hercules disappointment, or how would you put that?
Very surprised. So the only thing I can so I put this head to head against a Hilti, and it did fine. It did very well. It feels good. The only thing is the chuck still, you really got pushed to get. It's clunky. Like it doesn't the bit doesn't always go into it.
Mm-hmm.
Which
kind of like that Milwaukee after you dropped it.
Well, this has a lot. I use this every day, so there's a lot of dirt and stuff in there. But I was impressed. But so my takeaway from Harbor Freight is for the cordless stuff, the Hercules at least.
Thanks for stopping by, Ed.
Have a good night, Ed.
And I actually wanted, I jumped on here partially because I think he was talking about this Napa 10-piece 10-millimeter socket set. Had to show that off for him. But if he's leaving, show it off to everybody else, and he can watch BSS's live stream later. So, Not to cut you off, Neil, but Brandon was saying if the podcast doesn't work out on this, there's other ways you can work around that. So you could go out. There's a lot of free programs that'll allow you to rip things off of YouTube, and you could rip just the audio off. You could run it through your own mixer or cleanser.
MP3 Rocket.
Yep, and then you can shove it back up there. So don't feel too bad if your stuff doesn't work the first time the way you want it, because there's always ways around it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna work. I just had some audio issues earlier.
And it's not like we only get one attempt.
Yeah.
So for Polar Bear Ed, if he's still hanging around, because I see him lurking there, you get I think this is probably one of the best 10-millimeter sets, because you get pretty much the equivalent in 3/8 in 1/4 inch with no frills. The only thing that would make it better is if they did everything in chrome in impact, so you would literally get more. But other than that, not a bad set. I think it's on sale for $25.
It's not bad at all.
So, Brennan, what are the specs on your computer? If you don't mind me asking, since you said it was running a little hot or a little old.
Yeah, you know what? It's been a while. Let me pull them up. It has been quite a while. I know I needed to build one, but I was trying to hold off. But with this whole YouTube thing, if I'm going to keep at it, I'm going to have to do something. I got the tower and stuff. I just need a motherboard. I got hard drives. My uncle works at Acer, and he always buys. They do these sales every now and then, and he always buys hard drives and stuff. So I got hard drives.
I don't know.
So I just need motherboard, memory, processors, stuff like that.
Just the expensive stuff.
Yeah, this is expensive stuff. I already looked it up. I can get it for $400
Very good.
just to get me started. I'm gonna have to add to it as I go because I want a capture card.
That's at least $100.
Yeah,
I don't even have one of those. I thought about it,
yeah,
but then I'm like, oh, I don't want to go cheap on it because it just seems like it's going to end poorly, and you're going to end up with 720 or 1080 up converted. So you kind of got to go and spend the money. That's just my 2 cents on that. If it was cheap and easy, I would have one.
yeah.
It's kind of interesting hearing your guys' progression. You know, BSS, congrats on hitting your 500. That's a
Thanks.
really awesome mark.
That's
You know,
awesome.
as you continue to grow, this isn't just for my channel, it's for everybody's channel. Things start exponentially growing faster than what they originally did. I mean, it's always a slow road, but once you start hitting big milestones like that, it just starts growing a little bit faster and faster. So
Yeah, I think 100 was the hardest.
yeah. And funny enough, it's like sometimes it's like the people that didn't know that they were going to be on YouTube or anything like that, maybe they uploaded something like 5 years ago. And they come back on and they're like, oh, I got like 20 subscribers. And you're like, I've never produced anything.
I don't get the people that has no content but over several thousand subscribers.
They got lots of great friends, or they deleted what they had before, or they just go in a bunch of chat rooms that are basically follow me channels, and they just get people to sign up.
Yeah.
I think they call that sub for sub.
Well, I don't do the sub to sub, but I have went to some grow channels starting out. Let's see, I got 4 gigabytes of RAM. I forgot how big my hard drive is. I think it's 250, which ain't much these days.
No, it's not. That's what an SSD is. That's
Yeah.
not a small one.
And it was okay until I upgraded to Windows 10 to use this new software.
Yeah, there's Mr. Durbin, or people like me who have 5 videos and 1,000 subscribers. That's just because you got a lot of friends, Craig.
Yep.
It's because Craig's everywhere. I swear, you're going to go to some stream. You're going to find Craig in at least one stream, some lines, because he's everywhere. And he's usually a mod in most every one of them. and he's a good person to have as a mod.
Brandon, what speed do you have? Do you have like PC3, DDR? I don't know. They have different speeds. There's somebody that's saying, I'll send you an 8 gig stick. But yeah, 4 is not very much.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't opened this computer up. This was my sister's computer. When my laptop broke, I switched to it, this little mini tower. And so I don't know. I never opened it up.
Usually you can get pretty close if you just tell us what the processor is.
Let me see.
Because then you can Google it and see what the support for it is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it blows my mind the amount of people that ask questions for things. And there are some really, really smart people out there, but then they ask a question that if they just would have consulted Google, it will tell you the gosh darn answer. Although I will admit, sometimes I'm really, really lazy and I'm just like, just tell me the answer. And it's not Google because I just want to talk to a human.
Yeah. It's a Intel G630.
That sounds like a motherboard, not a processor, but maybe it is. I don't know. Intel.
Yeah.
G6
That's processor.
630?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Pentium processor. From what year? And I just did that by Googling Intel G630.
Yeah.
It was launched in 2011. It has been discontinued, sadly. It was $64. You have 2 cores. Yeah, you have a very older computer.
Amanda, I know how to take the side off that computer. I just don't want to take it off and mess with anything right now as we're recording a podcast with a live stream.
Yeah, it's probably got.
I'm already having a hard time.
Yeah, you could probably upgrade to 8 gig, but I don't know if it'd do you much good. Your bottleneck's probably going to be your spinning hard drive.
Yeah. I don't know. I might have let me look at my hard drive. It's been a while. I might have a bigger hard drive because my uncle always gets a bunch of hard drives, and I always get my hard drives from my uncle.
Well, you said the magic word, hard drive. It doesn't really matter if you have a bigger one. It's still going to be slower. There's only 2.
Yeah.
There's only 2 desktop speeds that I'm aware of. Unless you get into
some solid drive. Somewhere in the house, we got some solid drive, 2 terabyte ones.
Yeah, but again, they're still not any faster than any other hard drive for the most part. You got your 7200 and your 52 or 5400, and then you might have your random magnetic storage for I don't know, those big old 8 terabyte drives that.
So I got 500 gig hard drive.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have enough space either. I literally don't save any of my videos that I publish to YouTube. It's like, oh, published. That means I can delete everything related to it.
Well, I got an external hard drive for those. It's just the softwares and stuff slow.
Part of it's your 4 gig. And unless you have a video card, it's going to take you forever to chew through rendering stuff to upload to YouTube. So I
4 hours for a 20-minute video.
Yeah. So I upgraded to a better computer that I thought was a better computer, and it wasn't a better computer because all of my video rendering was all GPU bound. So I had to get a better video card.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, a good video card is like half the price of the computer, it seems like, or a quarter of the computer price, depending on how good you want to go. So I consulted Craigslist and still didn't spend enough money, but I didn't want to spend a lot.
So I'm looking at an Asus gaming motherboard with the processor on Amazon, and it's going to be right at $300. I got the tower and the power supply and all that.
Yeah, Craig actually is his G whatever series processor is like a step down from the i3 series.
Hi, Amos.
It was like a pre thing to that. I don't know. I'll look around. I'll see what I have for parts. I upgraded, but I didn't ever sell my old one, so I might have some stuff around.
Really, Craig? Because I heard a lot of people likes the Asus gaming motherboard.
I mean, honestly, you just need stuff that gives you good, clean audio.
Yeah.
Has a expansion for video card.
Yep.
And some SSD and a decent amount of RAM. I mean, people will tell you, great, you can overclock it. Yeah, you can get some extra performance out of it, but why don't you just buy something a little bit better?
Yeah.
I mean, a supercharger on a car is different than a turbo on a computer. That's just my 2 cents. But if you want the ultimate performance, then yeah, you got to do that. But tell me what you're gaining. The amount of hours that you spend on some of those things. I think Neil was talking about it earlier, or somebody was. They were saying, why don't you just buy a little bit better? Or maybe it was Steven that was saying, if I just would have spent a little bit more money, or if you just buy the best. Yeah, it's when you guys were talking about those diamond cutting blades lasting for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you factor in your time, because I mean, Brandon, you know how much your time is per hour that you charge people, or how much it should be. Factor that in when you're going to warranty something out. What if you could have got to get to an extra customer during that time?
Yep.
Not saying that you can, because time is the one thing you have to eat right now when you're growing or continuing to grow a business. You got to put in those 16, 20-hour days.
Dude, that was the motherboard I was looking at. That was the exact motherboard on Amazon and the exact processor.
Yeah, see, that's like overkill. That'll last you forever. I mean,
Yeah.
not forever. It just depends on how hardcore you want to do. Like if you had a robust enough internet and you had a private IP address, you could host your own stuff and you could do so much stuff on that. You could virtualize.
I wanted a long time ago. I had some servers, and I wanted to host all my own stuff on my own servers. But we always had Time Warner, and Time Warner is one of those companies that don't like to give you no, even if you pay extra, a static IP to do that stuff.
I think last time I looked, and then we dumped Spectrum. I think it was like 79. Oh, you know what? I don't think they would give it to. They wanted us to buy business class, and I'm like, I'm not gonna upgrade to like. It was ridiculous. It was like 179 or 199 to go business class, and I'm like, that's like quadrupling my bill from a residential customer.
Yeah,
wasn't worth it.
So now I just pay $5 a month to Fat Cow, but right now I'm having issues. I gotta talk to their tech support because something's going on, and they're limiting me on the stuff on that server that I need to be able to do to run a better form.
Ouch.
I had that issue with them before, and I talked to them, and they upped it for me so I could actually do it, but I haven't done it this time. Of course, nobody goes to my website and uses it anyway, so I guess it really don't matter. It's there if someone does want to use it.
Well, I don't know if you guys have had a chance to. While I like nice, expensive things, I also like to not spend a lot of money. So I know the maintenance man likes Stanley stuff. I know Brandon is always looking for a good deal. When I was at my Walmart today, they were pretty much clearancing everything out but heart.
Yeah.
So I posted like 10 pictures on Instagram, all in the same post.
I saw that.
So like, I like Kamalon.
Yep.
This is the big 25-foot.
I have that one.
I think that was on sale or on clearance for like $7. Maybe cheaper. I can't remember. This one I couldn't pass up the little 12-footer. That one was $3. So I picked those up. Couldn't say no. I haven't seen channel lock stuff on clearance in forever.
Yeah.
I couldn't even believe that. Like that was my leading Instagram post was like, wow, you're clearancing out channel lock.
It's crazy everything that they're clearancing out. It is.
And I love those channel lock pliers. I use mine a lot.
Yeah, and I'm not knocking it. I was just so surprised that it looks like they're literally blowing out everything so that they can move hard in. And it just boggles my mind.
It's crazy because like you want a little bit of different options, but I guess they're just going with one.
That's what it almost looks like. I mean, some of the hyper stuff was getting clearanced out, but I think that was like a direct competitor to the heart stuff. And then there were other things that weren't clearanced out of the hyper stuff. But like all the Stanley, clearance. Yeah. Every single thing that was Stanley.
It's extremely cold down here.
That was just funny. That was funny time.
Yeah, because it's extremely cold.
Hey.
Extremely cold.
Hi.
Hey. Hi.
Quick reminder.
Yeah, it's 14 degrees out.
Oh, I was just gonna say, your daughter and her friends will be coming to our house tonight, and we'll be sleeping in the basement. So just heads up.
Okay.
Reminder.
Which means that I get kicked out in like
probably at least
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Well, no, I mean, I don't know.
Well, I'm sorry that I jumped down on the computer because I really wanted to go.
Okay, bye.
I really want to go. Hey, honey, just turn the heat up in the house.
It's so no, it's warm upstairs. It's just cold down.
It's just cold down in the basement. It's cold in the wintertime, and it's nice and cold in the summertime. I like it down here in the summertime. It's amazing. Don't get to spend enough time down here, but I wish I did.
Me too. In my basement.
We don't have basements in Texas.
Yeah, I'm getting invaded. Yeah, that's because so my daughter's home for college for that Christmas break, and so she'll go back to school Monday. So she was going to have a couple friends over, and then she'll leave to go back to college tomorrow.
What a life.
I know. It was rough being in college. Yeah, it's nice to have her home. She helps out a little bit.
Oh, by the way, good job on that floor and everything.
Yeah, so I got sidetracked there. I did. I really wanted to go live on my mobile so that I could take you around and show you what I did do, what I haven't done, have you critique it. And I think, so I don't know if a lot of the stuff that I posted on Instagram could have been combined into a YouTube video, or if like the one single painting thing that I posted on YouTube should have been an Instagram. I was like, I don't really care. I did a bunch of work, felt good. Still not done. I got a ton of painting to do, ton of trim work that's supposed to be easy, but it just is time consuming and tedious. And I have to get all of that done by like the 24th because we have friends coming over.
Yeah, no, I know those wife deadlines.
Yeah, but I imposed them on myself because I technically didn't have to start, but I knew if I started, then I had to finish. And so this way, if I didn't start, I could always push it off. That's the second floor that we've bought for this house. The first floor is still sitting. Now I moved it over to my mom's house so it can take up her garage space because I don't have enough space in my garage. And we'll probably sell that to somebody to put in a rental or something like that. It was that pre-engineered wood floor.
Yeah.
And it wasn't waterproof, the one that I purchased. I felt with a bunch of kids running around, it was going to be best to get a laminate. So that's what we ended up doing. But I didn't know really how to. Everybody has got their own personal preference when it comes to flooring and tools that they use.
Yeah.
When it comes to the vinyl, you could buy a knife and cut that for one-time use. I didn't really feel like spending that. You can use your miter saws, but it's going to make a big mess with all the plastic shavings that get around. I found it really, really worked well to use my, what do they call it? The oscillating multi-tool.
Yep.
And you put a blade on that, you draw your straight line, and you take the little extra time to zip through it. And it's just like using a little jigsaw on it or something like that. And it takes a little bit, but you can do it in the comfort of your own home around you and not make a mess or as much of a mess as what you would with a miter saw, and not have to go in and out to do your cuts. And you didn't have to purchase something that you didn't already have, or you didn't have to purchase something that's going to be a one-time purchase. So I can think of many, many uses that you could use a multi-oscillating tool for, but a laminate cutting knife, you can only use it for really one or two things. So my 2 cents, if you're gonna lay down a floor and you're gonna use a vinyl planking, you probably should already buy a multi-oscillating tool for your trim and a couple other things, but I would heavily recommend it. And even the cheapest multi-oscillating tool. And I didn't even purchase mine at Harbor Freight. I purchased mine at Menards. It was like $14.99. And I bought it like 5 years ago, and it works great.
I'll tell you another good one for inexpensive is the Hyper Tough.
Yeah. They're probably like rebranded.
Oh, totally. Yeah. But
that multi-oscillating tool, and I'm sure Craig Durbin is like, yeah, I got the Ryobi one. It's awesome. It is. It is awesome. I don't have it, but when I had some people come over and help me when I installed new windows in my house, they used the Ryobi one to cut off the metal nails that were in the casement of the old windows. It took a little while, but it went right through it, and they just burned through a couple batteries, but it took it like shit.
So going back to the miter saw for cutting that, my uncle has found, because he was doing a lot of flooring, that it seems to dull his blades quicker when he's cutting that stuff with his miter saw.
You have to get the right type of blade.
Yeah, I think he was just using the regular fine tooth blade. He's using a more fine tooth blade.
You want to mix. I don't know if you want the 81. I can't remember. I think mine was 80. But Dewey's right. You do want the compound sliding miter saw on that because I
love my sliding miter saw.
I only have a 12-inch and it's the non-sliding.
Yeah.
But you need the 12-inch. You can flip it over and get the second cut. But if you had the sliding, you would not have to flip it over. And I think my planks were like 6 inches or 7 inches.
I can show you another cool thing with that.
But you're right. You're 100% right. That would be totally true that you would want a sliding if you were doing it every day. If you were a DIY home person and you had a 10-inch miter saw, again, I would tell you to try that multi-oscillating tool and go out and buy one unless you wanted one or an excuse to buy one. That would be an excuse.
If someone doesn't have an oscillating tool and that's something that like doing the flooring
I got one
jumps them into, like people don't know how they lived before without them.
Oh yeah, it's a life.
Yeah, it is.
So I learned, I'm no woodworker, but I learned with my my compound slide miter saw that I can do these type of joints in wood to slide in pieces of wood to make different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Now I did have my table saw, so that would be the other thing that you would probably just want to get a little.
Well, a lot of people would use that, but I learned that I could use my miter saw. I never knew I could have used my miter saw to do that before.
Yeah, I the way my joists were, so my joists went this way and I laid this way. There were some long cuts that I actually had to trim a board down. I had to take the tongue or the groove off depending on which way I was going because I actually have basically like a horseshoe. Mine would be like, well, it'd be like a backwards Y practically. And so I started on one leg and then had to come this way and then go up and back.
Yeah.
That's what I had to do.
You definitely need something to rip the boards down when you get to the edges and stuff.
So the table saw worked for that. Didn't really know how I was going to put a video together for that. So you know what? You just got what you got.
A painting video.
Yeah.
They call it I've always wanted to tag a video as ASMR, that audio sensor, whatever, with no voice. I was like, screw it, I'm going to actually do one. So that's what we did. Great. It's great not having to talk in a video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done a few of those.
You know, though, I tried that restoration videos, but I find myself I want to talk. I guess I'm so used to talking in a video.
That's one way to do it, Craig. The other way would be to pay somebody to do it, but I'm too cheap to pay somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's pretty easy too, like
just takes time.
Yeah, and like for what you're going to pay someone to do probably the same quality work that you will, because like that's the way I look at it, is like the person I'm going to hire isn't going to be some super expensive contractor. It's going to be some guy that could only do probably worse work than I could do. So just, I got to fucking do it.
Well, unless you can pay
I never tried to lay that stuff down.
It's pretty easy. Unless you can pay him cash and you pay him well.
Yeah, I know. I don't have that. I'll just do it myself.
Right. I can't remember.
Way I can't get mad at anyone if I'm the one that lays it and screws it up.
I think the worst part about doing it is you're your own worst critic. So you will notice that one corner or that one spot that you're like, yep, I'm always going to see that one. And you always do see it. And then you start looking at other people's things and you're like, oh yeah, they did the same thing as me. And then like 4 or 5 years later, you hopefully don't notice it as much.
I'll give you the perfect example.
My co-hosts are okay with it. I'm okay with it. But we are shooting our podcast, just so you know, too. I just want to let the panel we are shooting a podcast with this.
What was I yeah, the second shower I ever did at my house, and I laid the tile and everything, and there's a an accent like stripe in it.
Yeah.
And the one section, instead of having them lock how they should, I've cut one end and I put it in there and I grouted it without even realizing it. And like I beat myself up for like a year over it because I'm like, what a stupid mistake. And I would point it out to like everyone. I'm like, yeah, here's the bathroom I did. Look at that terrible tile job. And they're like, where? What? Because the grout covers it up. But like I always see it.
Yep.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah, it's like some people are trained to start their grout lines in the center of a doorway, and some people won't at all. And you're like, oh, and I don't know which one's right. I've always been told that you make the center of a door a grout line.
That's how I've always done it, and then it just has to go in that order after that.
And then I saw somebody doing it. They start with the center.
They do the center of the actual room. Yeah.
And I was like, huh, now I don't know which one I like better. Now I don't know which one's right or wrong.
Well, I think you actually have to find the actual center of the room and then go off of that. And that's how you actually do the tile. But for most people, it looks a lot better if you just start in the doorway, find your middle grout line, and then you work your way out from that.
Yeah, I don't disagree. That's the way I did it. That's the way people told me. But then I saw somebody do it, and they just put down the center of the first tile in the center of the doorway. And the thing worked out great too.
Yeah. There's no right or wrong way, actually. It's, it's like painting. Everyone has their own interpretation. And
I bought paint today. Bought some Promar 200 contractor grade paint from Sherwin-Williams.
That's what we use.
Stuff works great.
Yep. Promar 200.
Put it in my own house.
That's another thing too. That's a good paint tip also, is it no matter what brand you buy, if you're doing a house or something, buy the same brand throughout.
Oh yeah. And not to plug Sherwin-Williams or anything, I've always had a really good, they've always kept all my paint colors, and they've always kept the consistency. When I come back 3 years later or 5 years later, when I get the same gallon of paint, they've matched pretty well for me. And I can't say that if I go to Walmart. I can't say that if I go to Ace, things of that nature.
Yeah, it's 100% true. That's, that's why, like, apartment maintenance, we use Sherwin-Williams, and that's because the mix that they made 10, 15 years ago might be slightly different, whatever, but when you throw it up, it turns out the same.
Yeah, that's, when I want my darks to be dark, they're dark. They lay down good. And the whites are always the same shade of white, that they're not too far off. So I like it.
Yeah. It's good stuff, professional.
All right, so I also picked up one of these.
Oh, Craftsman.
So that one looks exactly, well, not exactly. It's like almost a dead ringer for the Lennox version of it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And there's the grips are different. This one's got the black blade on it, but of course that's going to wear off. And this one was also like, oh man, I can't believe I ended up buying it. It was like $15 or $16.99. And I bought that one first, and then the Lennox one was like clearanced out for like $11.49 or $11.99 at Menards. So I took some video of it, and I'll compare them at some point in time in my life if I ever get around to it. And I feel like I should return that one and get the Lennox one, but I'm going to keep the Craftsman one.
Because it's Craftsman.
Because it's Craftsman.
Yeah.
It's got a sentimental attachment to me. Even though, oddly enough, I couldn't even figure out where this one was made at.
Probably like Canada.
I don't know. I read it like 5 different times, and it's probably staring right at me. Still can't find it. Still doesn't say where it's made at.
Australia. I'll be right back.
I don't know. Wish I would know. I don't really care. Hopefully it stays sharp enough. Yeah, I tried the Bear paint. But again, it comes back to it's easy for Sherwin-Williams to remember the colors for me. It's where my system's set up. It's good to go. And I'm sure I could do that at Home Depot too. I got one of those pro accounts there, but I never really use it other than I give them my phone number and they track my receipts. They probably got a paint system. I just never hooked it up. It's not that I don't shop there. I shop there a lot. Yeah, I buy the Diablo blades there. Haven't had a problem with those.
We used to paint everything with the old military paint. You go to like the Habitat for Humanity resale place, and the paint they use to paint these housing areas for the military, they always had leftovers and they sent to the restore place, and that's how we used to paint our houses, is going by that. It was usually either white or tan. That's what you got.
You're very lucky that you even got white and tan.
Yeah.
Our recycling places, oh man, I don't know. The colors are so bad.
Well, our store, me and my grandma went to our restore place here recently, the Habitat Humanity restore place, and their prices has got so high that you can go to Lowe's or Home Depot and buy it new. So what's the point anymore?
I think that's because they like spend so much on picking up, like, you know, around us they pick up the material and stuff that people have, or you could drop it off.
Yeah.
I'm sure that probably screws up with their you know.
But the way I am with things, even if I go to a pawn shop or something like that, if the price is close to it new, I go buy it new and not used. That's how I've always been.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you at least have a warranty. You at least have the ability to return it if something doesn't work out or it breaks. One of the things I never buy used is I never buy rigid used because there's literally no warranty on it. Some people like rigid, some people don't. Some people say they've gotten burned on their lifetime service agreement. Some people haven't. That's life. Sometimes people are cool like Neil the maintenance man, and sometimes people are not.
I really like rigid tools. I bought into that lineup, but you know, when I bought into it, I don't know what I was expecting, but I was like, these are basically, I mean, I know they're all the same company and stuff, but they're bigger and bulky like Ryobi. But they do have a more professional, you know, action to them. But like the Milwaukee's just so compact, you know.
Yeah, that's a big thing. So like I did that one screwdriver review and I was talking to my neighbor. We were talking about screwdrivers and I was like, God, I really, really hate these like 11-in-1s and 9-in-1s and 6-in-1s. He's like, you do? I'm like, yeah, it never has the right bit for me. He's like, well, you never have the right one at the right time then. He's like, I use this one all day, every day.
Lennox?
Yeah. And And I had it, and he's like, that's my favorite one out of all of them. And I'm like, why? And he got to talking to me, and he's like, because I can fit so many tools in my tool belt, and it's not heavy, and it doesn't have any issues. And I'm like, oh, maybe I do like this now. Because then I was looking at some of my bigger sets, and I'm like, I can't carry around that whole thing, and I can't keep it organized. And I'm not going to have a separate bag for screwdrivers that I'm going to carry with me. And I truly don't need 20 screwdrivers when I go somewhere.
Yeah, so just that.
So you take just your 6-in-1, 9-in-1, 11-in-1, whichever one it works for you. And you bring your precision screwdrivers and you call it a day.
Yep.
So I don't know. I really just I'm just surprised at all this stuff. So 2020, I'm not fully sure what I'm going to completely do this year. I know 2 big videos that I'm going to do at the beginning of the year here. I'm still working on them, but really just getting out and talking to people, like really talking to people with getting a better understanding of it, just asking questions, just to shut up and say, well, what do you think? What works for you? What doesn't work for you?
That's a good way to approach it there. Tools especially, because there's so many different opinions out there on different tools.
Well, yeah, and you know what they say about opinions.
Yep.
But the real thing is just to take the knowledge and information from them and then make that judgment call yourself, because you have to. I mean, if you buy something that's crappy, or you spend your money and you end up with something like this, which is like all great 10mm sockets on a Harbor Freight socket rail. So like this is like the 3 socket rails for like 99 cents, but it's got like, I don't know, well over $100 worth of 10mm sockets on it. But I was too cheap to get enough socket rails that were cheap enough to fit on one single rail. So I ended up with that.
And that's how you lose all your 10s.
Yeah. Almost lost them all. But yeah, those are all pawn shop finds over the last like 5 or 10 years. Every single one of them. Okay, except for the Snap-on one. Yeah, I just picked up an SK 10mm socket in the last 2 weeks. I was really excited about that. That was a first of the year find.
SK.
Yep, SK 10mm socket. Shit, I almost lost it again. Yep, that was the find for the year so far. Sucker looks brand new too. Oh, a lot of good stuff.
I need to buy some more tools this year. I don't think I bought many tools in 2019.
Well, if we want to have Tool Talk Saturdays, we're going to have some tools to talk about.
Yeah. Well, I brought in the tool widgets that I won.
Good for you. You put those in your toolbox. Show us how to.
Oh yeah, I already did it. It's really nice and organized. I just got so many extra ones that I left one here to look.
Yeah, I was trying to brainstorm some things today, and then I just ended up messaging you guys that, yep, reminder, I got family things going on today, so I'm not going to make it. But yeah, we should do something like where it's like, all right, you pick one tool or something, you pass it to the person to the left of you, and then we talk about it, and then we pass it again, and then we talk about it, or something like that.
Yeah, I'd be up for that.
We'll have to think of something like that. We got to keep it to like a minimum, or maybe we do something like, all right, so we have like a $10 maximum plus $5 shipping.
Yeah.
You have to purchase something, and then you have to open it live, and then you have to be like, huh. And then you have to figure out, like, you have to do a project, or you have to do something so that you can bring that to the next video.
I think when me and Neil hits 1,000, we need to do some kind of giveaway on the live stream too.
I might never make it there.
I think we're eventually going to make it there.
If you do it long enough, you're destined to make it.
I think everyone could eventually make it there.
Yep, I think everybody can. They just have to not want it, and they just have to not try, and it'll happen.
Yeah.
I've been doing a good job at that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, my views are kind of up right now for me. To be a small channel, my views are kind of up. Especially the Harbor Freight one I did, the Harbor Freight tools.
Yeah, Neil, did you pick up some subscribers after doing that Harbor Freight compare?
No, I actually got a lot of hate for that.
Really?
Really, people usually like those Harbor Freight videos.
You think that, but that's all right. Like I was very mixed on Harbor Freight. You know, like it just is like another Home Depot for me. Like if you shop there, go there. If you don't. You know.
So I was actually hoping that you were going to be like, none of my expectations were met, and then you're going to have to make a second trip back there to return it.
Well, I
All
am.
my tools are covered in packing oil.
I am going to make a second purchase there, probably next week, and that will be my something I checked out there when I was there, and I thought it looked pretty good, and it will work for me, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Make sure you get your coupon situation figured out.
No, I'm just going in there. I just want that one tool, so I don't know if I'm going to, if it becomes more a routine thing, then I'll.
Yeah, but even before you go there, you got to make sure that you take the item number, you plug it into the Harbor Freight coupon database, hfqpdb.com, you put the item number in, you make sure that there's no coupons that are better than the ones that you currently have or don't have, so you can get the item for cheaper. Then you cross-reference it with the 20% off to make sure that that item that you're looking at is not on the excluded list, so you could get 20% off of it. And then you figure out what free item you're going to get, whether it's a flashlight or maybe they don't even have that available in the store because sometimes they're sold out. But then you can at least walk away with 2 items and a couple dollars saved.
I might have to FaceTime.
See this right here.
You might
I
have
have this, but I only made one purchase with my Inside Track Club membership. I only found one thing I wanted to buy with it so far.
So,
which was that bender I got.
When I went there, the gentleman checking everyone out, there's like 2 people in front of me. It took about half an hour to get through those 2 people. So when I went up there, and I've never been to Harbor Freight, but I'm not like a very rush type person. Half an hour to check out 2 people with a couple items was a little extensive.
Huh.
So he goes phone number, and I know it's like to type it into the database. Like I've never fucking been here, but I'm gonna give him my number anyways. So I tell him my number, and he's like, "Oh, you're not. There's nothing there for it." I'm like, there probably wouldn't be because I've never been here before. He's like, "Oh." It's like, you want to sign up? I'm like, no, I just want to get the fuck out of here. So but like I said, I don't think the tools are that bad. Like this Hercules compact screwdriver, it went head to head with a Hilti and it fared very well. The 2 things that I could complain about it if I wanted to is the chuck's still not broken in, or maybe it's just defective. And the battery indicator light, I don't like when it's just like press and you have to hold, like as soon as you release, it's gone. It'd be nice to, most things have it where if you hit it, it's going to show up for a second or 2.
Yeah, like 3 to 5 seconds.
Yeah.
$100.
Yeah, and this was $100. Well, this was $100. This was over $100. This was
No,
more
I'm
than
talking about Craig.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know. That's picky. The battery life on this thing is phenomenal, though. Very good batteries.
it's brand new right now. But yeah, they do put decent batteries in those. It's really interesting just to see how long it really will last.
That's the big question, right?
Because I've seen a lot of people do reviews on that tool, but I haven't seen people do like a 1 year or 6 month or 2 year follow up since it's come out. And I think somebody has mentioned before, they're like, I've gone to job sites before, but I've never actually seen anybody using one of those consistently.
I've said that. Hercules and stuff. I've never seen it out.
I mean, I'd be interested to know if it is really just a DIYer or if it's a contractor that's like, well, I don't want to screw up my good stuff, so I'll just bring this back in 90 days.
Yeah.
So, Brandon, I'll beat around the bush on this one, and I can't confirm or deny it, but there's been Reddits, there's been things on Facebook that if you're good with photo editing, and we'll just say cropping, that potentially if some of the clubs that have memberships that you could potentially join by spending extra money, if your photo cropping skills potentially cropped in the right direction, again, I can't confirm or deny that there's no phone number truly associated with the Inside Track Club that would actually not work for you, rather than choosing to purchase that program.
Yeah.
Again, I can't confirm or deny.
Yeah, I can't confirm or deny that.
But you work hard for your money, and there's no Harbor Freight coupon jail that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, and this is just a joke, but like, if they do complain, just be like, I do YouTube.
And then they'll be like,
they'll usher you right to the front of the line. And
oh, is that how it works? In my store, they're like, we don't care. We're going to mistreat you equally now. Well, actually, we're going to mistreat you more now, so you can put it on YouTube.
No, I'm just joking, but it is like, it's crazy. In terms of YouTube and stuff, it seems like Harbor Freight's, really likes getting their stuff out there on that platform, and I think it's worked very well for them.
Well, I don't think it's just Harbor Freight. I think Harbor Freight's the first one that was really like, you know what? Why don't we market this way? It's very cheap. We literally don't have to do anything. We just
send a few tools out, or send the person to the
yeah, or just be nice to somebody that does stuff on YouTube. I mean, the thing is that people that have crappy, bad service are 9 times out of 10 the people that you hear complain about things are the ones posting stuff about things. And then there are a few select people that, they post their positive experiences because that's what they want. There's a lot of people that thrive off of negativity. There's a lot of people that grow off of negativity, and then it downward spirals.
So touching on that point is, I've been told, like, why don't you do more negative reviews? And it's like, I'm always looking for the positive. I'll be honest about the tool. If it doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for me. But I mean, and then on what's I getting to here? On the Harbor Freight stuff and whatnot, like, I don't know. I think they go about in a good way with the YouTube and stuff.
Yep.
There's not and then, like, Work Pro too. That's what I was getting to. I'm sorry. So like when I started my YouTube channel and started doing stuff and talking about Work Pro and whatnot, and I just as doing this to make videos and have fun, and like then someone mentioned, like, you're an influencer. I'm like, no, I don't influence anyone. But now that I've been in this for a while, like WorkPro has made its rounds on YouTube now. And
I know I need your contact. I need to try that out. You just keep talking about them. I'm like, what the heck?
I'm definitely going to that's why I was asking you if you ever used it, and we'll figure something out for sure.
Yeah, it never hurts to ask. All you can do is ask. The worst thing they're going to do is tell you no. They might have some choice
They actually
words.
follow me on YouTube.
Huh.
When I was they follow me on YouTube.
Well, I do know they watch your live streams also.
Yeah. Well, because you're the inside man there.
No.
Next thing we're going to see you on the packaging.
No, I mean, like they watch your live streams whether I'm on them or not. Like they listen to your live streams and stuff. Pretty cool company though, and they make some pretty like Great Star Tools, who makes WorkPro tools. They make a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
like Husky, Quinn, they're all over the place.
So before I wrap up, because my daughter's going to be kicking me out of my own basement here pretty soon. So speaking of cool companies out there, one of them that does some interesting products would be Capri Tools.
Yeah.
So, I keep seeing their tools.
So that's a pretty cool set there. And that's something that I don't own until these 6-point ratcheting, reversible SAE and metric. Satin finish. A little bit longer.
See, I don't own reversibles yet. I need to go out and buy a reversible set because I don't own no reversibles yet.
So I'll
try them out.
A ton of reversibles. So this one might even have the maintenance man's heart here.
Yeah, I have some of those.
This was my very first set that I purchased with my own money of reversible ratchets.
I have a few of those. I have the 13 millimeter.
This is the copy of the Blackhawk at the time, because if you were to even break one of these, they would warranty it, but you would not get that selector switch that's got the 2 dimples on it.
Are those metric or SAE?
These are metric.
Do you have the 13?
I do have the 13. This is a complete set from 8 to 19.
Yeah, that's. I have the 13. I've been looking for that set forever.
Yeah, I bought this set in roughly around 04 or 05.
Yeah. And
I bought it on eBay out of all places.
I bought
$95.
Yeah, it was. It was.
And that was expensive back then.
It'd be expensive now for a Stanley.
But that was cheap.
But no, they are great. They are great reversible. Yep. Like the ratchet mechanism is awesome on those.
And I love the roll up case for it.
Yeah, I didn't have that, but I have the 13 millimeter.
That's a good size to have, believe it or not. So
it fits on all of our boiler pumps pretty much.
Oh, hey, my wife wanted to come in and say hi.
Well, I came back to say hi because I had to run away earlier to make sure my house wasn't a disaster. Hi.
Hi.
So status update. You may not be having guests over tonight.
Oh, that means you could come down and hang out with us?
Yes, there we go.
Dewey did it's on, and again.
What's up?
Hi, Dewey. Did it?
Dewey did it.
Maintenance man here.
Oh yeah, Hi. Hi, people in the chat. Sorry I couldn't say hi earlier.
We got Craig and Kathy Durbin.
Oh, yay.
Small Engine Nation people.
Are you showing them all the things you bought that you bought only because they were on clearance?
I'm more interested in that metal chop saw drill master in the back.
Oh yeah, I was on.
Oh, about that.
I was on a live stream and talked about that, and yeah, because it was nice. And then
wait, I think I was there when he bought that.
You were. That was the day. And seriously, guys, I haven't done a whole lot. That was the day that I cashed out, brought the entire family. got all these AAA batteries for free. Literally gave like my kids like a $20 bill, and they bought like a grinding wheel, had all the coupons, because it's one coupon per
I've done
person
that
per
before.
visit. So you bring your entire family and you have them each make a purchase, and these are enough AAA batteries to run Thomas the Train for free for like the next 2 years.
I need that.
That was, yeah, I remember that day. That was also the day that I don't even know how it happened. Our 3-year-old fell out of the cart, like in the middle of the store. And it was just like so embarrassing. So,
It's because he
Yeah,
was
how does that happen? Like you're just so excited over the tools.
yeah, that's it.
well, they have the carts and they have a spot to put the little kids. And I don't know where you went, but you were gone.
You were watching him. Oh wait, was I watching him? That's probably how it happened.
One of my former students worked there, and so I was just saying hi and catching up. And like, I don't know, I just assumed my husband had our 3-year-old.
No, never assume.
No,
Never
that's
assume.
The 7-year-old and the 3-year-old were together, and all of a sudden the 3-year-old fell out on the floor. It was very embarrassing, but I was there to comfort him. You continued shopping, and
Good
it was a
job.
great day.
So let me ask. So you have, like, was this a while ago, or do you?
This is
Or
the
there's
first-
the age differences.
This is like.
Oh, the age difference of the kids or the?
Yeah, I only ask because I have children, and I have one coming now, another one.
Yay!
Congratulations.
So that'll be 3, but they'll be like 4 years younger than my next youngest one.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well,
Neil, that's so exciting. I
Yeah.
love babies.
I
I'm very
do too.
excited for you and your wife.
Thank you.
So if it was a competition, you would still need to have more kids to be winning.
No, I no. This is it.
But I have some older kids. So we have a 19-year-old, and then we have a 15-year-old, and then we have a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, and then a 3-year-old.
All right, so you're rolling with all the ages,
right?
There you go.
But the 15 and 17-year-old, they're pretty good with the little ones, but there's definitely an age difference, especially when, I don't know, you put some technology in there and little kids want to play, but overall, they're good kids.
And sometimes the 19-year-old is the most irresponsible out of them. And the 3-year-old is like the kindest, gentle, and caring. You just never know what you're going to get. It's a mixed bag, man.
Well, they don't want your money yet, you know?
That's true.
Well, not necessarily. Not when you go to Walmart and you run past Tom's train.
That's true, yeah. Thomas runs them bills up.
Yeah.
See, I babysit my youngest nephew a lot while he's here a lot. And I'm okay as long as I keep a lot of gas in the tractor so I can just drive him around in circles for hours. Go around in circles.
Dewey did it. Looks like you have a army, a fleet of blue behind you. What are we
it's
looking at
expanded
there?
quite a bit.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Heck, I'll show you all this.
Yeah. Dewey did it. It's got some tools back there.
That's football going on.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Dewey,
the
where do
kit
you
that
live?
was 179.
179.
Yep, that's the best price you'll get on.
Is that the 6-tool one or the?
Yeah,
what?
it's got the a flashlight, oscillating multi-tool, drill, impact, 7 1/4-inch circ saw, or no, 6 1/4, one-handed recip, charger, a 4-amp hour, and a 2-amp hour battery pack.
4 and a 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hands down the best deal.
Yeah.
And I've got one of these left that I told Neil if he wants it, it's his. I'll mail it to him to get some blue in his hands.
I do want to test them.
Could be like an early congratulatory gift for having a baby. You can have another tool in your shop.
Let's see.
You could build some for the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the cobalt oscillating.
See, like
I put that thing to work.
right there for the oscillating tool and the 4 amp hour battery
Yeah.
and the charger, that's like $100 right there.
Yeah. I did a video. I'm still working on the edit for it. This is $680 something worth of tools. If you just buy each piece by itself at full price.
That's a good video to put out.
Yep.
Because, I mean, where we're at right now with cordless tools, like we're looking at those Cobalts going, that's a heck of a deal because cordless tools have come such a long way that, you know, if you're buying into one of the bigger name brands, which Cobalt's definitely one of them, I don't think you can go wrong.
Mm-mm. No, and they're let's see, what did I count up? I think there's over 50 something different tools right now. If you bought each one of everything, and there's 20 plus new ones coming out this year. So
Yeah, my store sold out of those. They do have a 4-piece set. Now, I think that kit that you were showing there, that was the Black Friday special.
it was $3.99 at first. Then it dropped to $2.99 to $1.99. And if you use the $20 off coupon, it's $179.
Oh, so my
You
store,
had to buy it.
my store.
That's
Oh,
what
it was a no-brainer.
That's what my husband tells me all the time. He's like, I had to buy it.
I had to buy it.
Normally this much, and I bought it for this much. And I'm like, okay.
Well, like, I asked everybody for Christmas, I was like, give me a Lowe's gift card. That's all I want.
Yeah.
I knew this deal was coming, so all I actually spent out of pocket was $14.
Oh my God, that's exciting.
Okay, so my store does have one, but it's $269.
Oh yeah,
That's still not a bad price though.
Okay, do this. Look in the changer. Are you on the app?
Yeah.
Switch your zip code to 37075 and look and see. I think Madison store may have 1 or 2 left, and you can do free ship to store.
Where do you
The
live?
only thing, I live in White House, Tennessee, but
Okay.
Madison and Hendersonville's the closest stores.
Okay. I guessed you were from the South from your accent, but then you gave your zip. And I'm like, ooh, it's a 3, so that's. I used to live in Georgia,
Okay.
and then moved to Nebraska for school, and then I never left. So I don't
Never
know
been
why.
over that way.
Don't know why. I don't love the snow, but
You know what the best thing ever is my wife stopped asking why I need that tool.
For work.
Like she completely stopped asking that question. Like, why do you need to buy that? She doesn't even ask that anymore.
wait, will you tell us the zip again?
075.
37075. I knew there's another 7.
Sorry, I'm slow.
It's 1 digit off from my old zip from Georgia.
Oh, wow.
In Hendersonville, Tennessee.
Does Hendersonville have 4 left, I think? Or
I'm
0?
still trying to find it.
We do have the correct zip code in, so now we can just Google. Oh no, that
We can
you're on the
Lowe's.
actual app.
We can Lowe's it.
So, what's the next video Miss Client Graphics is going to do?
I don't know how to do videos. I can film them. I learned how to do that for SEMA.
Yeah, you did the SEMA.
I don't know. It will definitely be untool related if I put something on YouTube.
I think you should direct
Specialty.
the next few Client Graphics videos.
I should.
Kind of see how that goes, you know?
I can do some stuff. I just can't do a lot of stuff. You have to help me a lot.
Somebody's got to help me. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Well,
I don't see any available.
No, it's right there. $199.
No, that's the
Oh,
2-piece.
never mind. Just kidding.
Because I mean, at $179, I mean, I almost can't say no to it.
Well, Neil, I'll
Look
take that.
in the app, it says shop surrounding stores or something like that, and see if it shows any more. Because I know Madison had a couple left the other day.
Oh.
Yeah, that Henderson one doesn't have any.
All right.
Well, while he's
But
looking,
that's okay. My wife is like, yes.
um,
I heard it.
Chris was telling me about the new regulations with YouTube and like the kids channel stuff and how
Yeah.
I can't really speak to all of it because I don't know too much, but I know, for example, they turned off the ability for like comments and maybe notification.
Well, it's so people like couldn't make fun of kids.
Okay, I could see that. But I was telling my husband that like if I had a YouTube channel, I would just like read books and then just like put that on like a channel, just like a ton of books. And I would just like either go to the library or just start with the books that we have here, because I don't like my kids on YouTube very often, but every once in a while I like to put a song on or a book. And I don't know, maybe there's other people like me, but I could even turn my phone on, like do like a chapter book. Do you know what I mean? Like whatever my kids are into. But now with the new regulations, it's like, oh, is it even worth my time?
No, I think just so long as kids are not shown in the video, you're all right.
Yeah.
Oh, is that part of it?
I think that's the big part of it is so, and I don't know, like I don't know how Blippi is doing or Ryan's toy shed or whatever.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing, but like I thought was like if children are in view of any video, so like even if I did one with my kids running by, I think I have to put, so.
And see, I thought it was if your content is directed towards kids.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I was worried about that.
So like if my kids ran by, my content's still not directed towards or going to majority be viewed by kids.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Then it shouldn't be. But then again, there's some big channels out there. We're talking like 7 to 9 million followers.
There's a ton
that have some sharers on it that I guarantee their material to me looks 100% directed towards kids.
But the kids are never in it.
But the content is directed towards kids.
That's true, but I think that's kind of why this was done also is, and I forget all the rules and stuff, but there's so many people buying kids' toys that could afford it, like constantly just going to Walmart, Target, whatever, buy LOLs and all this stuff, and that was their channel, just unboxing kids' toys. So I think those channels also took a hit.
Because that's a kid's toy. That's taking the kid's toy. Now, like the channel I was talking about, that's technically, if you really get to the fine print, it's adult role playing. It's not. Oh yeah. It's not directed towards kids. It's adult role playing. Or
like some of them. Like I'm watching one right now where a English guy takes wooden trains but like he actually makes all the voices and stuff. Like he does a good job with it.
Did his comments get turned off?
No. He's good. He's legit. He's still fine.
I wonder if it must be with kids. Maybe YouTube's like, stop pimping out your kids to make money.
That's, usually when someone, grabs their kids to come on and pump up the viewers or whatever,
I can see that like being a big reason why, but you have to be careful. I don't know.
I don't want to put my kids on there. Like they're in a few things, but they're not like on, like they're not supposed to be, but
it's kind of hard when you got kids around not to somehow get them in the background in some of your videos. It's hard.
I know. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to do a video.
Stop talking. I need to record this.
Or they'll come in, Daddy, what are you doing? It's like, I'm on a video.
Yeah.
If y'all watch my mail call video yesterday, you could hear my nephew yelling in the background as I was doing tools because I was babysitting him while shooting a video.
Yeah, one of my last videos, my kids, I posted the little tidbit on Instagram. Like literally, I was trying to talk about them, and they came in and they took my tool. Out of here. But that's funny. That's one of the things I remember my dad always getting so upset and irate over was I would take his tools and I wouldn't put them back, or I wouldn't put them back in the right spot.
Yep.
And so if your kids are going to take your tools, you got to at least instruct them to get somewhere close so that it doesn't sit out in the yard for a week or two. You find it before you hit it with the lawnmower. Because I don't mind if my kids use my tools, just kind of put them back and be more responsible. They're probably apt to
I found my
use it.
screwdrivers in the yard.
Yeah, it's infuriating. But they're probably more apt to not abuse the tools like I am because they're 7 and 5. So they're definitely not going to torque them too bad. But they'll lose them.
Yeah. So basically what you're saying is if I'm really mad at you, I should just go rearrange your tool drawer and just not put back one of your tools.
You mean again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take your 10 millimeter. I know that's a popular one.
It disappears on its own.
Yeah. He showed us how it does it earlier, how you make it appear.
Drop that thing.
The 10 millimeters, just like an Elf on the Shelf, it just grows legs and walks.
I would see stuff online, like, you know, those memes, like, about, I don't know, like, there would be tool ones and be like, I don't understand this. And then I've seen one like that, and has to explain that everybody loses it. It's just an ongoing joke in the tool community. But I don't know. I don't use the tool, so I should take one. I should not take the 10 millimeter.
I mean, you'd have to take the 30 that I have sitting right here, plus probably the extra. I don't know. Didn't somebody do a video on all the 10 millimeter sockets that they have?
I can't remember, but I think I did see something like that. I just can't remember who it was.
Like Mr. Fox or Mark or somebody. I think somebody did a toolbox walkthrough. They counted how many 10 millimeter sockets that they had. Or 10 millimeter in general, whether it be in ratchet or wrench or. There was somebody.
Wait, so it's not just a socket? Is this a 10 mil?
No, that's an 8.
Oh.
Oh, she found one.
Okay. Well, I mean, it was easy to read.
Yeah.
I'm still learning a lot of things. I learned a lot of things by going to SEMA. There's a lot of things I know about tools I never thought I would know. So when you talk about losing a 10 millimeter, like it could be this one?
Typically not. It could be.
I thought it was like a socket.
Yeah, but this you could stick somewhere, whether it be up by the window wipers underneath the hood, or you just lose it.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that's what I thought of.
It's a common size to pick on, but the reality is you have the potential to lose that one more because there's a lot of fasteners of that size.
It wasn't that long ago I lost that 10 millimeter wrench on live stream, if you remember.
But the reality is Brandon, you know, he's going to work on mowers, so his common size is most likely not going to be metric. It might be Brandon. What's the most popular size you use? Is it like a 7/16 or a 3/8? Yep.
But Hondas and newer Kohlers use 10 millimeters. Most of their boats are 10 millimeters and 8s.
So, you know, it's a toss-up. I mean, it really depends on what you do. Somebody that works in building more maybe works with decking screws or lag bolts, and those are going to be more SAE. Some of the older tractors are more SAE. It really just depends.
Yeah.
Thank you for helping me understand.
And then Dewey's got all his power tool needs hooked up right behind him.
Oh, Jimmy C, I go through that. Do not bring any tools in the house and lay them down because somehow they'll end up in the kitchen junk drawer. You got to hunt them back.
No, if he ever leaves his tools, there's a spot in the garage I always put them, like on his workbench. Because I don't know. I like to put everything at least in the room that it belongs in. And if tools are left in the house, I just put them outside. But I know not to like leave them on the floor.
Throw them out in the garage.
I'm like, I don't even attempt. There's like a lot of different places a tool could go in my husband's garage. So I just put it on the workbench and then hopefully he puts it away.
So Dewey, that kit, that still bugs me. That's a heck of a deal. Everybody should get one at that price. But I'm pretty sure that same kit was the one on Black Friday. They offered, I can't remember if it was $2.99 for it, but they offered a free Cobalt 7.25 inch 24 volt max. Did you get that? Yep. I'm gonna ask if you got that.
Yep. That's the one I was telling you. It's an absolute beast. I swear that thing does everything.
I'm just gonna say the channel name for Dewey. Like you asked him, Dewey did it.
He did it.
Yeah.
It rings true.
It needs to be Dewey did it Cobalt.
I couldn't. I was further back earlier and I couldn't read it. Dewey did it. That's a good one. How long have you been on YouTube?
This YouTube channel's been around for about a year.
Oh, okay.
I've just really started pushing it, but I've been doing Instagram for about 2 years now.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll check you out sometime.
Is it the same?
And my original YouTube channel, shoot, I've had that thing for like 12 years. It was more automotive stuff.
Okay.
And is it the same name on Instagram?
Yeah, it's Do_ did it for everything.
Easy.
Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, the full shebang.
Well, shoot, I'm going to follow you back. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, look at all those little links.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, he is hooked up on Instagram. So anybody in the chat that is not already following Dewey did it, get it done. Go follow that guy. He's got his stuff together on Instagram.
Yeah, it does.
Ooh, he's got all his Cobalt stuff on there.
Oh, I do have to ask you guys. So this is Tool Talk Saturday, right?
It is.
And Saturday.
Oh, Neil get something there.
I mean,
Work Pro.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on it?
My thoughts are it's too expensive if you didn't pick up that Cobalt set for $179.
So,
will you tell me what it is, Neil?
Sorry, Neil.
Is that metal chuck?
Yeah, it's a not just a metal chuck. I'm pretty sure it's not a Jacobs. It's the other one AV talks about. That's one that he likes. I think it's in the Makitas. Yeah, but not only that. I mean, it's a. Wait, here we go. You know.
Yeah, that's what you don't see on modern drills is metal chucks.
Are the ones I have.
Shoot.
The Cobalt
Jacobs, metal chuck right here.
Jacobs, yeah, really? And you can't go wrong with Jacobs. Yeah, I actually, to be honest with you, all mine are metal also. But I
don't know what the Watt one is.
Oh,
I think
so. I'll give y'all a little early look at something pretty sweet. So I've had this impact right here since Father's Day, and I found at Lowe's this piece right here. It's got a Phillips head bit, but if you pull the collet back, it's got a countersink drill bit, and you just flip it around on the drill.
Oh,
that's nice.
For a little woodworking setup, it's like that. There's the ticket, so you don't have to keep switching around and all that.
There you go.
Is that just like a power?
And where'd you pick that up at?
It was at Lowe's. Let's see. I got the package somewhere right here. Part number is 0280534.
So Neil, it's not a bad drill, honestly.
What's that?
Your Work Pro one, but like right now, I'm just blown away with getting that 6-piece set of 179, and you get a 4 amp hour and a 2 amp hour battery. You get a little bit of the light, you get a little bit of the long running. Your Work Pro comes with what? 2 batteries?
Yeah, it goes with a 4.0 and a 2.0.
So
Yeah, mine's 2 batteries, $100. It's a little expensive, to be honest with you. No matter what path they took to get the best product,
right?
like Dewey just said, that Cobalt deal is freaking killer.
It's killer.
Yeah,
because I think the reality is it's a tough market to be in for power tools because I can go to Lowe's and I can pick up the 12-volt DeWalt, is it the little small one, for $99 right now. So I got a name brand one that's the higher end of the smaller volt for $100, which now you're going to carry around a bigger Work Pro one and get a non-name brand, or you can go with and get a Craftsman or something like that for $100.
Yeah.
So why would I pick up a brand that you may or may not have heard of, that's online only, you've never tried it out before, that I can test out in a store?
I can tell you who would pick it up. Be Asians.
Would they? Would they though?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Taiwan? Or
Like China.
China.
But yeah, they don't go to Home Depot or Lowe's or check out prices. They're my everyday customers in apartment maintenance.
Customer. I thought you meant like a company would build it or something, but I don't know. I think if you really like the brand, then use the brand you like. Work if you like Pro.
Well, for cordless tools, they know I'd choose other. But this is a great hammer drill. It does kind of look and feel, and by every respect, is very much like the Milwaukee. And I think I'm just gonna straight test them up against each other. Both brushes. See what we have.
I'll tell you another good deal is this kit here. Let me get this in the camera.
$100.
This kit's on sale at Lowe's for $199.
Oh, that's
It's the
one.
hammer drill and impact. Comes with a 4.0 battery and charger. But you also get a chance at a free tool. The free tool is the
SPS.
rotary hammer. This thing,
Oh, nice.
That thing looks cool.
splurged on it. I have masonry bits from the hammer drill, but I've got to get some SDS bits for the rotary hammer, and I want to put that thing to test. The hammer mode on it's brutal.
Yeah.
But this tool here, it's $170.
Yep, 169.
So, to me, if you're giving me a free tool, I'm gonna take the most expensive thing you're offering.
Yeah, that was really smart. I could, you know what?
Yeah,
I feel like I could use a paint sprayer like that.
I already have a paint sprayer.
Oh.
But
Not surprised.
you would have wanted me to pick up the cordless vacuum cleaner.
Oh my gosh, I love vacuums. You know, maybe Neil, that's what I should make my YouTube channel. Just me vacuuming. I love to vacuum.
That could be an
Dewey did it.
ASMR.
Hey, thanks for holding it up there until I caught it on screen. It should be Dewey done it.
Yeah. No, Dewey did it. He done did it.
Dewey done did it.
There ain't many of them I don't have that are very useful except for the new stuff.
Do they ever send you their products so you can like test them? Nice.
I've got a swag pack coming up next. They messaged me last week, said, "Hey, we got a swag pack coming out your way." I'm like, all right.
Well, I'd hope so. I don't know anybody that has more cobalt than you.
Well, that's really like one of the things. Nobody promotes cobalt. really. And
There's,
I'm like,
there's,
shoot, I'll promote it. Send me out to media events or whatever. I'm game.
Yeah.
But you use
VTG
it too.
construction.
Do what?
But you use the product.
Yeah, I use a lot of it for my maintenance work. I'll put the SDS to work this week. We got to do some work in our dumpster site and drill through some block. So I'll use it.
Cool. So now you said your maintenance work. Now, do you do maintenance work like Neil does?
Yeah,
or-
he
Apartment
is
maintenance.
Very nice.
Yeah, we needless to say, we have another live stream / podcast in the works here.
Needless to say, that sounds great.
You'll see me around.
Hey Neil, can I ask you something?
No,
Did you end up doing your awards?
no, I have not. That was a weird time in my YouTube career, and I didn't want to half-ass it. So when I get some people to help me out, we'll definitely do it. YouTube Small Awards ceremony.
I just thought of it. I don't know why, but I was like,
That was
maybe I
random.
missed it. Well, I don't know. I don't know why I thought of it, but
It sounds like you have people that want to watch it.
I
Neil.
wanted to watch it.
Yeah, no, yeah. There's definitely people that we're gonna definitely get there.
Not a super big fan of award shows, but
Well,
I would
if
watch it.
if me and 4am Caper and a few other people are hosting, could be fun.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
Well, think about it.
I will have to
You at
definitely.
least have one viewer, so I mean, but that
It sounds like
There
you,
ain't many of his streams that I'm not a part of, or videos at least.
and it sounds like Dewey would watch it. And not only could he be a viewer, he might be a winner. You never know.
You never know where it's in store for this year. There's big things coming to this channel.
Winner of the Cobalt Tools Award.
Did it award.
Yeah. He gone did it.
Because I picked up out of the Cobalt stuff, so I picked up very first items. I ended up getting the leaf blower and the string trimmer combo
Mhm.
because the line that I had didn't have both. It could get one but not the other. And then I started looking at the Harbor Freight ones, and then I was really disappointed with the Bauer lineup. I didn't want to go DeWalt, and I didn't want to go Ryobi because I had already had some older blue stuff. Bit the bullet, got the Cobalt for the best deal. Ended up getting it was the 129. You got the 4 amp hour battery, string trimmer and blower, $20 off, $100 purchase. So I got it for 109.
That's a good deal.
Great deal.
So go ahead.
And then for the day after Thanksgiving, I got the half-inch impact for 139 with the 4 amp hour battery. Needed 2 batteries because 1 battery wasn't enough to do the string trimming and the leaf blowing for our entire yard. So I needed 1 battery for each. Then we're good to go.
yeah. Are those the ones that I can use?
Yeah. What's
Neil's in check.
Can I speak?
Yeah.
All right, so I have a few movies I want to ask if anyone has watched ever. First one's going to be Maximum Overdrive.
Yep.
Many a times.
Give me like a 15-second synopsis and then.
Stephen King novel turned into a movie, and it's about trucks coming to life.
Yes, seen it.
Okay, Emilio Estevez is in there. So the next one I'm going to bring up is a not similar, but kind of. Have you ever seen the movie Duel? Duel? Duel?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one.
It's about like a crazy trucker that goes after a guy driving down the highway.
Oh, I think I've heard of that one.
It's made in
Yeah.
the 70s. It was directed by Steven Spielberg when he was young. Very, very cool movie. I really liked it.
No, I haven't.
I just wanted to randomly bring that up just to both very solid movies. Maximum Overdrive is a classic.
Tremors.
Tremors classic.
That.
Yes. Kevin Bacon.
That and The Hangover 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, you're
Who's seen Double Tap yet?
What movie?
Zombieland Double Tap.
No, I have not seen
It's
that
freaking
yet.
awesome.
Woody Harrelson, though, he's good. You know.
not. The last movie I saw was Frozen 2, so that's about.
I ain't even seen that yet.
I missed that, but we have the ice cream.
I just watched the new Aladdin today.
Oh, I never saw that one.
I'm halfway through that.
Disney Plus all the way.
Oh, Brandon, we can't hear you, or at least I can.
Well, what I have to say is I gotta go.
Alrighty, Neil.
So
All right, guys.
appreciate-
I think I'm gonna have dinner because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
All right, y'all. See y'all. Nice hanging out.
Nice to meet you, Dewey. Thanks
Yeah,
for
Dewey.
reaching out. Neil,
Awesome.
congrats to you and your wife again on your new baby. I'm super excited for you guys.
Thank you. I'm turning more gray by the day, but
Client, I'll send y'all a message on Instagram right quick. I got a few questions I'll ask you.
Yeah, no problem.
Brandon, thank you for having me, and everyone in the chats who
Glad y'all stopped in.
is still
Thank
here.
y'all.
I appreciate you guys all being here and just being part of the conversation.
And we'll see y'all in March.
That's
Right
right.
on.
Alrighty, take care, guys.
I can't remember what
See
day.
you.
It's sometimes in March. Anyway, later, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Later.
Peace.